Good morning, strangers. Today we're playing Fabula Ultima Arc Memory of Barbelo. It's a TTRPG based on essentially old school JRPGs. We have with us Fried Jammin. Say hi.
What's up?
Kron, you're here too.
New mic, who dis?
Oh yeah. Jammin has a new mic. Hopefully you'll sound better. Kron, you exist too. Are you here with us?
I do exist, and I'm breathing.
Excellent. Fantastic. Side, how you doing?
I'm here. I'm doing great. I'm ready to play.
And Summer Snow, player of Peleus, who, because I've been editing the video, all I remember is the horrific negotiations that happened.
Yeah, I'm a terrible person. I won't apologize for that.
And you shouldn't. Okay, so you are on this mystery island, having just claimed this spirit. If you were to examine your character sheet, Peleus, you would see upon it the abilities therein under features.
Features? I now have Kakapoo, Pulse and Dismiss.
It has the ability, the merge ability, Battle Tenacity, which increases your dexterity dice, and also when you are filling a clock to attempt to pursue someone, you gain an additional segment in the pursuit of someone or something that you intend to fight.
Ah.
Its baseline ability just does 20 bolt damage to somebody. That is its Dragon Breath. And then when you dismiss it, it has the ability Joyous Riot, it being the Joyous Warrior. For every target in the scene, you pick one of dealing 15 light damage or 15 bolt damage or healing 15 hit points or removing one status effect.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, it's very cool, actually. I really, when you sent that over, I was like, oh, that's really fun. Like, instead of Pierce, he has options.
Yes. Most Arcanum just get, you do some damage, but it does damage regardless. This is you've got some options. They're not as strong, but, lots of variability. And it also tags everyone in the scene, not just allies or enemies.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay, so as the party is here, what are your objectives and how are you planning to manage the goal of dealing with the dam and similar structure that previously would have kept the interior of this island relatively dry?
So did Gawain and I find the dam, whatever natural or artificial structure,
I believe you
serving as a barrier?
suspected its existence, but you didn't go and actively search for it.
So, yeah, I guess step one would be use the airship for recon.
Find whatever the breach would be in a water protection barrier.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you navigate your way back to the airship, signaling with, I think it was a green flare of a green light hey, come pick
green,
me up.
Yeah, green was safe pickup.
Yeah, because you didn't want them to land because that's like a whole procedure.
Yeah.
You just wanted to be able to get picked up, which means they come down to a low area and then put out some ropes or similar for you to.
Yeah, Barbara drops our ropes and we fast rope back up because we have the little thingy.
You have the wire climbers, so she just puts down a rope for you. So you navigate up to the vessel, and I presume you give a brief summary of what's happened to the crew. Most likely Barbara, who will relay your orders to Em and Barrett at the helm.
Yeah, the first thing I would do is praise Barbara. I mean, be very nice to Barbara.
I am also going to be very nice to Barbara.
Not just hey, good job, thank you. I mean, I have to be able to rely on her, right, to do this. This is a very important job. So we did it. Good, thank you.
Yeah, she's definitely going through this with a very slow is smooth, smooth is fast type attitude.
Yeah.
She's definitely doing this a lot slower than an emergency situation, but it's also very deliberately done. It seems like it's being done from almost like a book regulation. She's going through list of instructions similar to, when you're if you're building a computer, the list of instructions is 40 instructions long, but after you've done it a couple times, you ignore half those instructions because you know what you need and you don't need. She's still at the going through every instruction step.
What I'm hearing is that she's reading the documentation, and I like that.
Yeah, she is reading the documentation. She cracked that book and was like, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3.
I've had coworkers who did not.
She's passed the theory test.
Yeah.
Love Barbara. Okay. So now the idea would, I guess, be for all of us to look for that. That's something that all of us would be able to find, even if the fixing might be
Certainly.
all.
So, if you as a group could perhaps make a group chat, and I believe, Gawain, you would be the lead on this since you have the most information on it.
Okay.
I don't think any of your background would really play into this. Like, you've got some knowledge, but it's enough to be able to make the check rather than just clear the check automatically. I think this is gonna be insight plus insight.
So I think that should pull it up for you guys, and now you should be
Yes.
able to group check if you want to, or
You should be
support
able
check.
to click on it. Oh, I see it is rolling as the party, but like, it's suboptimal, but it's fine. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, that's fine as long as we. Is it rolling the right stat blocks?
It is not, but I don't think it matters that much.
It doesn't really matter. I just was kind of curious. Okay, I'll roll the group check now. No, I can make it work.
Well, if you want to spend a Fabula point to make it work,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
up to
gonna.
you.
I'm about to do that. I'm going to use my bond with Silex, my bond of loyalty with Silex, to raise this by 2 points to get to 10.
Let's go.
And now I'm at 0 Fabula points. Let's go.
Wonderful. If only you'd done that last session.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually.
You raise it by 2 points, you hit the 10, you make the mark. In your exploration, you are able to, kind of circumnavigate this. It takes a little while. Everyone's got their eyes out. You're kind of looking for like non-standard structures, right? Because you're trying to find the small unnaturalness of the place. And you realize that this probably wasn't a single point of failure. It was probably like a varied array of points. And you kind of have to exhaustively find each one. It takes a while, like a good few hours before you get like any kind of real confidence. In fact, it's a good few hours before you find the first point of interest. But once you find the first one, the rest come a lot easier because now you know what you're looking for. You think that the kind of key aspect here and the reason why it probably flooded is just simple wear and tear. As you're looking down on this, there seem to be an array of essentially managed dams and waterways. And you're guessing from your high-level examination that the job of these things was essentially to allow water to pass around and into like reservoirs and then level it out relative to the like local tide system. So it's a fairly complex system that would probably take a fair amount of reverse engineering to be able to understand exactly what the intent was.
Hmm.
Okay.
And we definitely think this has something to do with Kamahawa.
Well, yeah, everything looks like everything's built the same way.
Because I'm wondering, since I have made a direct pact with the spirit here, and not just sort of like allowed it to do its thing and then everybody sort of bond with the spirit how they do in Kunohamawa, whether that's going to lead to some issue.
Certainly, this is a different style of bond to the one that the one in Kumohonua, the spirit there would normally have. And it's interesting. It seems to have just thrown its lot in with you. It doesn't seem too concerned about this place of power, as it were.
Yeah, this place has kind of lost its populace.
It's lost its
Right.
populace, but also you feel it. You get that intuitive feeling that Kakapo just really wants to get into fights.
Yeah,
Love it.
he is a fun little dragon.
Exactly. Kakapo wants to it wants to go places and it wants to fight stuff.
Yeah.
It can't really do that if it's just going to sit around here being all like...
It's been bored for a long time and we have balls to play with.
Elias, did you share that information with all of us?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm noodling over here, and Silex starts to think this is really far away from the Mahawahi Waste.
Yes.
And if this is a spirit that is inherently battle oriented, I don't want to say militaristic, but like, was this an outpost of an empire spreading its reach?
You could declare that.
Like, was this a military outpost of some kind?
Ooh. That makes sense. A military outpost that was faltered by its own petard.
You could spend a Fabula point if you want to declare that as a fact.
I will spend a Fabula point to declare that as a fact. Where's my thing?
Okay.
Oh, all right.
So the water systems here actually weren't just like to keep the central area dry, but they were a defensive installation as well. Because if you could selectively flood certain areas, you could certainly make use of it defensively.
I don't really care about repairing this to functionality. What I care about is stopping this area from flooding when we leave. Like, I want this to be fine. I want other people to be able to find this if we point them to it.
Certainly. So, because it was a military installation, as Pelias and Silex have established, well, that means there's going to be multiple backup systems for this, right? Because you don't create a system that you expect to be attacked by just having a single major setup. So, with your examination of this, with the expenditure of the Fabula point, with the engagement thus established, you realize that there is a kind of last ditch system that will essentially flood almost everything apart from like a very small, like relatively small section, mostly almost exclusively prominently containing the temple area. Do you think that you could get that operational with a lot less work than getting an entire system operational?
That sounds good to me, because I think my goal, and I don't know if I feel like Silex and I are on the same page, is this is more a cultural find than anything else, right?
Yes. This is a historical, cultural significance. There's a lot to be learned about a lost period of history that may or may not have relevance to what is immediately going on with what Kuwait is doing, because we've seen similarities, and there's a lot of reason from a lot of different places to learn more about what's going on here.
So, yeah, I mean, at that point, oh, go ahead.
We do have like a pretty good mechanic on board that might just help out. But I think to get his help, we would need to land somewhere. I don't know if that's worth it.
I mean, landing isn't hard.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, is it worth the time to find a landing spot to get him over here to risk the ship getting damaged in any way?
Yeah, I think like the easiest version of this is, if we could do it, is just Silex and Gawain like raise New Earth to like patch up, whatever dam or wall or levee, is this last cordon.
Oh, so that's how you want to do it. Okay. Yeah.
I was thinking that would be fast. Like, that's kind of a quick and dirty version, as opposed to like sitting here and all working on it for like days.
Yeah, so using ritualism, elemental ritualism, to raise essentially a levee in the correct location would be so much faster than doing all the engineering work to work out exactly the materials you need. And then, you've only got 7 people.
And we don't care about workmanship here. Like, that's not what's important. We're not going to use this later.
Yes. And you can leave it up to Kumahonoan engineers to actually research the entire defensive array, or any historians that come up afterwards.
Potentially restore all of the systems to
whatever. Honestly, whatever they want to do from here is up to them.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, if you use ritualism, there will be a significant MP cost associated with that.
That's fine.
But
I'm about to sleep on the ship. That's fine.
I'm gonna say the ship is not. I don't think you have the upgrades to make the ship a place you can rest, because it's kind of dangerous to just be out and about. You can be attacked by pirates and so on. My understanding of the rest system is that you can only really rest places where you are so safe that you don't feel the need to lock the door type thing, right? Like you have no concern about being woken up in the middle of the night to get into a fight, which is not the case on a military vessel like this, unless it's a really nice one.
Understood.
But we could sleep. We could regain our health on the ship if the ship was like in port somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Relevant. Okay.
Yeah, if you were in port, that would be fine, because a port is like a safe space. You got like a defensive wall between you and, for example, giant Direxuses that might try and eat your vessel, right?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
It still haunts me in my dreams.
The giant Direxus that wander the world. Yes.
So, can I flink, return to the ship while these guys play with the mud now? I'm done with playing in the mud.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that.
I would like to hang out with Barbara.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going back on the ship just to sort of clean myself off, because I've been playing in the mud and I am absolutely caked.
Nah, you stay here. We can use you.
All right. In that case, I'll stay there. You've talked me into it.
Yeah, I'm the only useless one.
Okay,
It's easy.
so
Look, think about how much easier this is if you merge with Sheba.
Yeah.
So elementalism can be a group check. So the idea here would be that I do it, and you and Silex are both capable of supporting, because you will both have access to earth magic.
I have to activate Sheba in order to do that, because that's going to cost a lot of MP.
nope, it works narratively. Sheba being someone you can communicate with and help with ritualism and whatnot, that's just something that you can do. You can do your own ritualism if you pick up the Arcanist ritualism. Neither of those requires you to spend the MP for summoning. You only need to spend MP for the ritualism costs by themselves, because the cost of the MP is inclusive in the actions you're taking, right?
Yeah.
So it's insight plus willpower.
It's insight plus willpower. This seems like it is. Okay, so the MP cost of this is probably going to be like 50 MP.
All right.
I think 10 is an appropriate check for the check itself.
Cool. Ooh, that's interesting. Peleus managed to roll us themselves.
Why can't I roll?
I just clicked on the support roll.
Yeah, that's what I did, and it just says party rolling instead of Silex rolling. That's weird.
Yeah, mine comes up as Peleus.
Fascinating. We pass.
Pass with a 12. So, using your ritualism and with the direct assistance of Silex in the magical realm, and with the informational directives that Peleus supplies, which turn out to be far more useful than you'd expect. Apparently, Kakapo and Sheba have been communing through Peleus somehow, and Kakapo obviously having a very good understanding of the location kind of intuitively, and Sheba willing to provide the information on earthworks and similar, it being in their nature. You are able to raise a very simple, very straightforward levy that you think is probably going to last at least a few years without maintenance.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Cool. Next time we get to a port, we'll send a message to Kumu Hanawa. It's easy.
Yeah. This really raises the question, though. Where do spirits come from, and can I breed them? Because
Okay.
then I could have an awesome lion dragon.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. But
When you said, can you breed them, I was a little bit concerned. I was more concerned
Yeah.
because you were
More
saying
concerned
that.
than normal.
Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking about actually showing the results or anything like that. I was
No, I was thinking it might be a Vaporeon situation, and I was a little bit like, hey, I don't need that in my life, you know?
yeah.
Vaporeon is my favorite of the evolutions.
No, that's fine. That's fine. There's just
You're familiar with the Vaporeon copy pasta, yes?
yeah, some
No,
people
I'm not.
really shouldn't.
Oh, okay. I'll send
It's
it to
good.
you.
Don't do it. Just
Let's move on. Let's move on, but I'll send it
It's
to
fine.
you.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's So I told you not to worry about it, Vaneri. Fine, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so hey, I said it's fine. That's fine. So I was making sure that we weren't getting weird. We didn't get weird because we've established it's fine. Anyway, that's a really good question. You don't really have Chapman, not you too.
Bonk!
You don't really have an intuitive knowledge of where spirits come from. You know the basics of like spirits are related to the energy and mana of the land. There's a lot of background in Silex's kind of position. So, for example, Silex, you have a lot of stories about like how specific spirits have come to be.
Mm.
And there's like a lot of historical basis where, you know, like Sheba came from the earth and gave guidance to the lost peoples of Kumuhonua that allowed them to found there in safety. But there's not a lot of like real scientific basis for where spirits come from.
Ooh. Out to discover.
Like, they're definitely related to the ley lines of the world. You almost always find the places that spirits reside at those ley lines.
Ah.
Which is also where they seem to put arc siphons.
My cousin tried to explain ley lines to me the other day, and I could not get my head around it.
You mean like in real life or in game?
In real life.
Okay. Sorry, both of those are equally viable.
I'm like,
Yep.
I can't get.
Well, no, that's because in real life, ley lines are bullshit.
That makes more sense. I'm just like, what does it matter when lines come? Where are these lines coming from? How do you know where these lines are?
Basically, if you take a random sample, or like if you take a randomly distributed selection of objects and scatter them on a table, for example, there will be some number of those that converge into lines. And a lot of people are like, oh, that means that those lines must have some mystic symbolism. That's it. That's literally the whole premise for it.
I was getting that it was like some sort of government thing, but
No, it's literally just like, here's a random assortment of shapes, and we're reading meaning into it. That's all ley lines are.
right. As long as I know that is one of the many conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
I can
100%.
run off
There
my
is no.
brain.
But here there are actually ley lines.
Yes, in Arc Memory of Barbelo, ley lines are essentially like arteries of magical power.
Yeah.
And if you want to like get lots of magical power, for example, with an arc siphon, you put that at the confluence of multiple ley lines, because there's going to be loads and loads of magical power there.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So more like a magic wire.
Yes.
So they are like the magical cables of the world.
Yeah, pretty much. And likewise, like temples, they're probably going to be built either on ley lines or at the confluence of ley lines, similar and so on.
Yeah.
Bigger temples, bigger spirits at larger confluences, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
They seem in general in the world to be related to the key natural elements of the world. Like, for example, very large mountains tend to have ley lines running through them. Mountain ranges tend to have ley lines running
So
through
it would make sense that wherever ley lines cross is where you would then get a spirit emerge.
There is certainly some intersectional relationship between them.
Not every single time, but probably.
Yeah, what the exact nature of that is, question mark, question mark, question mark. But okay, so you've built up this levy. You believe, to the best of your ability, secured this island for at least the next 2 or so years, assuming that nobody takes deliberate action to pull this apart. If somebody does, it's not going to last very long at all, because this is not like a military defensive installation. You've simply erected like some basic industrial stuff. Like, it's the same way that like a house will not stand up to a tank type situation.
Yes.
Just making sure that's clear in case it comes up, because I don't know what the hell's going on with you guys.
I get that. I now understand magical ley lines are making sense within this game as sort of like power flow, and that I can write everything that my cousin said off as bullshit.
Yeah, 100% bullshit. But okay. I take it that means the party as a whole plans to leave the island at this point.
Yep. We got nothing left to do here.
I was already on the ship, and I've done things.
Oh, yes, you were interacting with Barbara. I apologize. I almost forgot about you. I am so sincerely sorry.
How could you? This is very important.
We're gonna sort this out for you. You're on the ship, and you're like, hey, Barbara, right?
Oh my god, we have a ship!
So, Flink, you walk up to Barbara. What do you say?
Hey, Barbara. There's a thing I would like to show you.
Her eyes narrow as she stares at you and goes, "What?"
Have you ever drawn a map? It is actually a skill that anybody could learn if they just put their mind to it. And as an aspiring pilot, I think this skill would really benefit you.
She breathes in slowly and then says, "Yes, I imagine it might."
So let's get to it.
You can feel the long silence that she presents.
I could feel it.
Yeah, like you can literally feel the kind of oppressive silence, the like distress of potentially being in the same room as you for any extended period of time.
I'm loving the lack of chemistry here.
Perhaps after I've finished my duties, as I still need to keep an eye out to ensure that I'm ready to respond in case Gawain needs me to operate the wire launcher.
It's true.
Very well. We kind of need to do it while we're here, but it's okay. You're not wrong. I'll leave you to it.
She doesn't even respond as she walks back to her duties.
Oh, poor Flink.
Why do they not love me?
Poor Flink. He's trying so hard.
What's a good boy?
What are you though?
I mean, right now, I think.
Don't worry. I'm sure one day you'll be able to actually speak to the noble cat girl without tripping over yourself.
Should have just played the captain's card.
She would have killed you for that.
Fair.
I think we take that card out of the deck for the future.
You start saying, like, hey, you need to go do this because I'm the captain and I can order you to spend social time with me, you're going to find yourself missing limbs.
I'm already missing an eye. I can't deal with more missing stuff.
Exactly. Which eye is it? Your left or your right?
Depends on my mood.
Yeah, understandable. You just switch around, like just whoop, slap
It depends on which way Flink is facing, actually.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
It's so perfect.
I hate that that's so accurate. Okay, so Flink has been summarily rejected by Barbara.
This didn't go how I planned it to go.
Yeah, the captain tried to, he named himself captain and then tried to mac on the crew.
Yeah,
Not a good look.
I think the problem is, based on your first interaction, she's already put you in the category of that kind of gross hanger-on type person, right? Which is not where you want to be when you're trying to date someone.
It's not even where you want to be when you want to even talk to somebody, which I feel
Exactly.
like right now.
Exactly. And as a member of nobility, she's dealt with your kind of lot. Also, hi, Widget. Hope you're doing well. Vineri, that's disgusting. You should get banned for that.
Hey, man.
Category.
Absolutely foul. I see you up there. I can see you up there being foul. You know that, right? Okay, so having secured the mystery island, we're going to rename it to Kakapot Island.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. So do you guys want to go to Marrow's Ark or Roshni Port to like send a message, or do you want to go straight to Twinkle's Turtle?
We should head straight to the turtle.
All right.
So
Yeah.
specifically, the area of interest is like this
Yeah, that's right.
overall area here. Just an FYI, it's not specifically here. It's this around
Region.
here.
Yeah, so just heading that way, and then we can like go to Roshni
We
Port
can
if we don't
circle
find
back.
anything.
Yeah, fly around like.
Is
weirdos.
Roshni Port still standing?
Well,
That's the big
actually,
Good
point.
question.
yeah, it's a good question.
I mean, there wasn't any information about it not still standing, but I mean,
I'm sure
who
things are
knows?
going great. They actually knew how to use the Doomsday Gem, and things are fine.
Yeah.
100%. There's absolutely no chance anything bad could have happened at any point.
We got 30,000 gold. Okay, we're fine.
All right, we got a boat.
We have an airboat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're winning in capitalism, so
Okay, so you are going to travel west in the general direction of your objective. It doesn't take long as you're in an airship as you start crossing the various the like skinny island chains that run north here. It's somewhat strange looking down from all the way up here because with the seas so commonly shallow as they are, you frequently see like rocks just peeking through the water or, you know, arrangements of fish or even coral or similar. It's a very unique viewpoint compared to how most of you have traveled before. You know, because normally if you travel by boat, which is the most common way to travel, you are at such an angle that unless you're looking right down, you can barely see anything. But with you being so high up, you can start picking out these like organic structures under the water that just, you know, it feels so strange and unique to see this world in such a different light.
Mm.
Let's do some travel rolls, actually.
While you're doing the rolls,
Yeah.
Silex has spent quite a bit of time at the bow of the ship. Silex has dreamed of air travel for most of his young life, living underground for a lot of it. The concept of being up in the air and flying has always been exciting to him. So he's out there on the front with his arms out, feeling the breeze, looking down at the water, and daydreaming for.
I'm excited
Lack
to
of a
see
better word.
Silex excited.
And as you are gazing from this bow, you see something unique. Something that a little part of you was perhaps hoping for, but that you never expected. As you gaze down into the water, you see this breach of water, which is already surprising because these shallow waters, there shouldn't be anything that could really get the momentum to breach the water. Except it's not just like a small breach. It is a huge breach. It is like maybe 20, 30 foot across as you see this massive manta ray breach the water. The only thing that could be fast enough in these shallow waters to actually do so. The almost pearlescent flicker of the water splashing in the sunlight as you see across the back of its skin, iridescent in the light, looking almost like a liquid gemstone as it crashes above just briefly, just a moment, just a scant few seconds before it disappears into the water itself, its pearlescent skin masking its presence in the reflected waves, making it impossible to detect. And you realize that you've encountered something of a storied thing for your culture specifically, a thing of great positive omens. You've encountered this singular ray, you've witnessed it, something that you should only be allowed to see when it allows you to see it. According to your stories, you gain 1 Fabula point.
Let's go.
You rolled a 1 on your travel rolls, so you get a cool little discovery.
Nice.
Which is
Beautiful.
you saw a really good omen heralding from Kumuhonua.
Good omen.
I love
That's good. I like seeing good omens before we search for things.
Exactly.
Yay.
So you navigate into the central area of where you expect to find this thing. What methodology are you using to search?
So, if I recall, the rumor was there should be a disturbance.
There are 2 kind of pieces of information that you understand. One is that there is a spirit, or should be a spirit, that is creating storms here, and is untamed and rampant, and simply crashing into everything nearby. That's why there are the storms. And the second is that they have been in discussion with someone who uses a submarine to potentially resolve this issue of the rampant spirit.
So from where we are, we can see no storm activity on the horizon already.
From where you are, it does look surprisingly calm in this area. But your vision of the horizon is probably around here, you know?
Okay. I mean, it's just a matter of where do we go first. We're going to have to cover the whole area trying to find it.
Yeah, essentially, if you want to just do, if you just want to do pure raw navigation, then yes. If you want to use some methodology like ritualism or some other technique, or if you want to herald to your backgrounds, that's going to be its own separate thing.
I got this. Flink, as the current captain, will rely on his instincts to get us there.
I trust Blink's
Okay.
instincts.
They never let me down.
Flink's
All right.
captain, so that's fine. Hey, I agreed to that. I'm vibing. I'm chilling.
So as a cowardly ninja pirate, you do have some instincts. I think in this specific case, I'm going to make you roll for it,
Yes, please.
but I'm going to give you a +2 on this roll to represent your backgrounds. And the fact that you can just kind of casually roll in anyway also represents your backgrounds, because otherwise it would literally just be a grid search time-based situation.
Yeah.
So roll me insight plus insight to represent your intuitive understanding of the situation, with a +2 because of your backgrounds.
Okay. Chat, I got this. This is going to work.
Hell yeah.
Oh!
Good
One
roll.
of them.
Impressive.
A 17! You are rapidly able, with the information you've got on this basis, you're rapidly able to identify a couple routes where if you were using a submarine, that's where you would go, because they are the deeper gullies that would allow safer transport even in the case of a storm, which is what you would use if you were tracking a spirit that was creating storms, right?
Right, that makes sense.
As you navigate around these, you see very far in the distance along one of these gullies, no storm, no emanations of a spirit. But you do see a very oddly shaped vessel that seems to be only just peeking above the water. as if its decks are sat incredibly low. Or perhaps it might be a submarine with its decks awash.
It's just perfect. I'm going to inform the crew and tell them, there, that's our target.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with saying hello. I mean,
Yeah, especially with our one gun out, one stick, one shuriken thrower, and a couple of shields.
yeah, we will violently say hello.
If it needs to be, yeah.
We can always throw a cat at him.
You will have Barrett, Emmond Barrett, on the con says, "Sir, orders, sir."
Approach the unidentified vessel. Find a landing spot, maybe? Well, we are sailable, right?
Yes.
You are sailable. You could come up alongside it. However, if it is a submarine, it's possible that it could simply dip below the water and leave if you go slowly.
I slammed an elixir just so you know that. Might be
Yes.
relevant to going underwater.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of doing one myself.
So we are still in a region where the water isn't too deep, correct?
The central area, like the central ring of continents, generally you're going to be dealing with pretty shallow waters. It's going to be rare to see anything go seriously deep, and that's why you specifically were able to understand that it would probably be in these locations, because there's like channels and gullies of deeper water where there's like more erosion.
So with that in mind, the ship should only have one way to go, really.
If they were to go underwater, but that doesn't, like, once they're underwater, it's going to be a lot harder to track it.
All right. Well, crew, what do you say? Approach with the airship or try to sneak up in a different manner?
What if we just hailed them without being sneaky, right? Like, they might just be chill dudes. They could be like us, you know?
Nobody's like us, Gawain.
It's true. I've never met anyone quite like Peleus.
This is true. I almost slammed 3 elixirs.
Look,
I'm putting some of them away. Didn't see them on the board.
Look, I've already done the whole thing where I was definitely the most talented like person in my tiny town, and then I got humbled as fuck. So I now just assume that out there are people bigger and scarier than me.
Yeah.
There are people as cool as us.
We can
At
just
least as
humor
far
them.
as you're concerned.
I mean, look, objectively, like if we want to do this, right? Like, let's say you think I'm good, right?
Mhm.
Minerva was better than me objectively before she got like, you know, put into a wheelchair and like might not be able to do magic. So like, I
Respectfully,
don't
she
know.
will still kick your ass.
Yeah, probably. So my point is, there's Minervas. There are other Minervas from other places
Yeah.
out there.
Well, partly the reason she'd kick her ass is because Gawain would lay down for it.
Look,
Yeah, that much
there's
was
a
implied.
difference between wanting her to step on me and her beating me up, okay?
Okay, I'll have to trust you on that. Should we just blow the ship up?
No,
Those talons would probably scratch me.
We don't have the ability to just blow it up. We don't have guns.
Oh,
we might just find another direct symbol. No.
You've got options on how you want to approach it. You need to pick your approach. You don't have enough information to positively identify it, but also submarines are not a common form of transport. They are not something that the average person has.
all right. On the off chance it's Dr. Carway, I want to kill it. But what if it winds up being like Minerva in some sort of weird switch?
If it's somebody friendly, we can always apologize. But I do feel like this might be a hit. Let's hit it.
Yep.
We hit it with what? Our ship? You want to drop on it?
We are going to drop on it and go in. Investigate the ship.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Come up quick, go in hot, see if we can get on board and not just drown as it dives.
Yeah, I'm trusting Gawain and I guess
I
Julia.
can help us with the drowning thing, I think.
To be fair, I presume you can all swim. If it does dive, all you need to do is maintain yourself on the surface until you can be picked up by the airship ropes. That's not the
How big?
most
How
important
big is
Oh,
the
I'm
submarine?
thinking way more hardcore than that.
Yeah, I mean that's a separate thing. I'm just saying, like, your end stage isn't that bad, right? If it dives and you're just chilling, then you're just chilling.
Yeah.
I have elixirs and ritualism. I'm ready to fuck.
Okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? How are you approaching this?
I think we are going in hot, maximum
Okay.
speed, and drop in quickly
Yes.
before they can
Well,
just dive down.
Real quick, before we just commit, can we? How big is the ship? Can we see if the deck is actually above the water and is open? Because if it's just there and it's like the periscope is up and we land on the ship and can't get in, we're gonna look real stupid.
So, you're quite far away. It seems that, however it's arranged, there is only a small area of the deck decidedly above the water, and that deck does seem to have some kind of entryway on it.
I'm gonna tell Barrett to bring us to like drop distance, but to wait for follow up from Flink. We'll let Flink make the call once we're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. I'm happy with this.
But Flank's given the order for a fast approach. So, like, just in general, Barrett is going to approach quickly. Barrett will also give the subsequent instruction to Barbara to be ready on the wire launcher as command rolls downhill. And then we'll speak over the talking tube to Silas in the engineering room and request maximum output available. Barrett will rapidly approach the vessel, having a strange sensation to it. It feels going under this high speed. There's a certain like pressure from just being gently pushed up under the acceleration that gives a strange sense of anxiety as you approach. Flank is probably the only one who's experienced the aggressive posture potential of an airship. So for the rest of you, it feels quite a unique sensation.
Yeah, I've never done this for sure.
Yeah. I'm just trusting the process.
I should have told you my copyrighted breathing technique before we started this journey.
Yeah. Don't worry, I've been figuring out how to breathe at least for my whole life.
You can do it most days as well.
Yeah.
Only
I can do
most.
it in my sleep. I'm not good at it.
And
So-
nobody needs to remind you.
You close rapidly and aggressively, and you get to drop distance. As you approach, you can tell there are some kind of weapons on deck. They're not especially heavy. They might be able to pose a potential threat to the airship, though not a serious one. It's the kind of thing where it would be enough to make your airship leave the area, but not bring it down. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Like it would have to sit there and let it get shot up if it was going to do so.
We inform Barrett about the situation with the weapons so that he can adjust if need be if they start shooting us.
Barrett says, "Sir, yes, sir." And you can see his hand move to hover over like an emergency dive call control, which is fairly standard operations. Being able to drop towards the horizon allows you to rapidly maneuver when you need to. As you get close enough, you notice that, like, once you're clearly at the point where they would have noticed you, the vessel starts to submerge. You are in drop range, but the vessel is starting to submerge. You can tell as it starts to sink slowly.
Is there any hatches we can open as it's submerging?
On the deck area, which is still, somewhat above the water, there is a clear deck. It will be, at the current rate, perhaps 30 seconds to a minute before it is seriously submerged, which is maybe a few rounds of combat. If you jump in now, you might be able to get in and open the door before it fully submerges.
Groovy, let's do it.
It's your call, Flink.
Yeah, I
we
think
going?
we do it. We're going in hot.
Yes.
Let's go.
Right. You guys are gonna have to burn the offense here because I'm holding my MP reactively.
Good.
So, Barbara, having done all the preparations list on the way over, is basically essentially ready with the wire launcher. As you say that you're ready to go in, and that's your intention, Eamon Barrett speaks through to the talk tube and instructs Barbara to launch the wire launcher. You hear and feel the shudder of that thing launch. The talkback from Barbara says, hit confirmed. And I assume you all rush to the wire launcher and slide down it.
Yes.
What's our order?
What is your order?
Well, Flink goes first, of course, as the
Okay.
captain. And Salix should go second to protect me.
And I'll go last.
No, then Peleus, then me. I'll go
All right.
last.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can also probably shoot from up here if I really wanted to.
It's
But
fine. I don't mind being sandwiched between Silex and Gawain.
yeah, that's fair.
Just
That's
for
fine, that's
flavor's sake, for everyone who's wondering, since my shields, flavor-wise, I pull from the ground, I have a little tray of like dirt and gravel near the launch bay that I can just pull them out of, so I don't need to worry about grabbing them from the deck of the ship.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I love
Yeah, it's
it.
part of our armory, of course.
Yeah, thought this through.
Dirt's cheap. It's literally a phrase.
Let's hope nobody throws that dirt out.
That would
So-
be very sad.
Now it's been made into a pair of shields. So, in theory, the dirt is only on the ship when Silex is on the ship. Yeah.
Are you saying Salix is dirt?
So,
I'm He's dirty.
God damn it. So, Barbara attacks the lines to the ship, and pretty much as soon, like, you ride the lines down, and as soon as you are touching down, she disengages it to ensure that the airship will not be dragged down with the submarine.
Mm.
Good.
You are delivered to the deck, and the moment the party is delivered to the deck, you are immediately assaulted as the cannons turn towards you and start opening fire.
Peleus, your cousin is so much more competent than you.
Yeah. Why didn't you ask her to come along instead of me?
No,
What?
no, Blairs, you're going to figure this one out. We need somebody to open the door while we work on the cannons.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to open that door. All right. Those cannons are going to hurt. So I'm going to open that door behind Silex as we walk up and destroy the cannons.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. Okay, combat begins. There are two arc cannons in front of you. They are turning to face and shoot you. Who acts first? Gawain, Flink, Silex, Peleus?
I think actually I should try to check out the door first and see if it's a technical thing or a thing that requires muscle power.
Excellent. Okay, Flink.
Get in there.
Sneaking
Roll
through.
me... I'm going to move these cannons forward so it's easier to see.
My immersion!
What? They can move? Our cannon OP, please nerf.
Slide forwards on little rails.
They have hit and run. Taught
Yeah.
that skill to them.
Exactly. Okay, so Flink, roll me. I think this is a roll because you're trying to do it under a stressful situation and there's a lot of stuff going on. I
Yep.
think insight plus dexterity because you're trying to ascertain like what parts needs to be managed for this thing.
No modifier difficulty doesn't matter, right?
No modifier and it's an open check. With a 14, which
Nice.
is ridiculous again. You're rolling hot today.
Yeah, love it.
Feed Flink.
14, you're able to rapidly identify that this thing is... There are two components here. There is the main wheel component, which engages and disengages the primary sealing system, like the hermetic sealing. But there is a secondary mechanical interlock. Both elements need to be defeated. One of them is much more of a technical mechanical skill. The other one is more just brute strength.
Okay, do I identify whether I am the right one for the technical job, or should I ask Gawain for that one?
Either you or Gawain could reasonably attempt it.
Then I'll shout over Gawain and Silex, and we swap places.
Excellent. The arrogant art cannon is going to shoot. Oh, you know what? You're right there. It immediately tries to eviscerate a flank.
Can't do that. I'm invincible right now.
Excellent. You are invincible. So the arrogant art cannon will rotate its turret, rapidly swinging towards you, surprisingly so. There is a strange level of activity behind this thing. Because, you know, like, you've encountered weapon systems like this in your time, right? Almost always, there is someone operating this somewhere else, right?
Yes, someone inside the ship.
Which means that there's someone wheeling it around, they twist it into position, and there's a level of, like, you got to spin to identify, get the level, press the button to discharge it, and all of that. This one moves far more naturally, uncomfortably naturally.
Oh, that's not good.
As it attempts to discharge lightning into your existence.
That is my whole existence.
By the gods!
This is a good time because I am invincible, so you know what's going to happen. I just need to find it.
You can find it. I know where you can get it.
There it is. I'll just deflect a lightning bolt.
You expend 24 MP, and you take that like brief moment to gum up its works using your kunai, just the hairiest bit of additional speed as you sling this into the mechanism and then sidestep it as it discharges. It breezes right past you, and you just about survive. As it discharges, this light here dims briefly.
I think I want to try and pick the mechanical lock.
Excellent. Okay. So that's going to be an objective action. I don't believe you have that many advantages towards performing objective actions. But I'm going to move it down a little bit. You're going to move over here?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm assuming it's Dex Insight, so that's my advantage, is that it's good.
Yeah.
I'm good at it, but
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Dex Insight, absolutely reasonable. So you get your ass over here and start disabling the mechanical element of it.
Yeah, I'm going to pick that lock.
With a 14, you are able to make progress on that system. You have advanced that clock one segment.
I'm still working on the lock, though?
Yes, you are still working on the lock.
Okay. I'm just making sure, because I'm pretty sure what has to happen is then I have to tag out with Silex for him to, like...
Yes. I mean, you can both work on it. It's a large enough door that the two of you can work on it at the same time.
Oh.
He can break the seal before I've unlocked the door.
The mechanical interlock is a secondary mechanism for sealing.
It's a separate thing on this. Okay, cool.
There is the can you close and open this door part, and then there is this is the seal mechanism that stops any water ingress.
And we will need to fix that after we break it.
The seal mechanism doesn't get broken by you operating it normally.
Oh, okay.
He just has to turn the wheel, to like unseal the door, and then when we close it, we need to reseal it.
It's just a really heavy wheel, and you're trying to do this in rapid time. You don't have like a minute to slowly unwheel it, right?
What if no?
I mean, you got options. You don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. I'm just presenting the thing that's in front of you. Okay. The tense arc cannon is going to discharge a flamethrower at Silex.
Well,
this is versus your normal defense, which means it misses.
Sweet. Are all of the attacks against normal defense for future reference, or like the elemental discharge? Okay, sweet, good.
Which means it's party's actions. Gawain, Silex, Peleus, you're up.
No, just Silex and Peleus.
Oh, yes. Sorry, my bad. I forgot to click thing. Silex, Peleus, you're up.
I'll run forward and try to open the door.
Excellent, Silex.
That's what, double strength?
Might plus might.
Okay, roll check. Might.
You need insight? You have to be smart enough to know which way to turn the wheel?
Don't do me like that.
With a 14, you readily make that. That thing is being, like, rapidly turned despite its protestations of what seems like potentially weeks of gunk build up here. Peleus, you're up.
There's nothing I can really do effectively, so I'm just gonna hit the arrogant arc cannon with my staff.
Excellent. And 8 to hit, 15 air damage does not get delivered due to the fact that the arc cannon is surprisingly well armored.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't gonna do much damage.
I love the image. Link runs up to the door, figures out what's wrong. Silex, go ahead, go in there, open the door. We run in, we start opening the door, and Peleus just starts whacking the cannon.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna get in your way here, so I'm just fucking around in the background.
Party actions.
Distraction.
Oh, sorry. As the turn timer ticks over, it is one more level of submersion submerged. The water starts rising more significantly. Now it's the party's actions.
All right.
Let us try to take out the cannons first, if it goes like this. And you can work on that thing. Well, actually, you might get it done this turn and we can just leave. No, never mind.
That's the hope.
Yeah, so you want me to open first, or do you want to open first?
I can go first. That's fine.
Go for it. Nice.
12 secures the interlock mechanism. That is now completely open.
It's all you, Silex. You're clear!
All right, cannons.
The arrogant arc cannon will attempt to discharge itself at Gawain due to apparently perceiving it to a threat to the entryway. And you have incoming ice damage.
Bring it. That does hit.
Well, you know,
It does
it
not.
would. It would, but I've got you.
Silex reaches out an arm and casually smacks this, like, fragmented, almost like shotgun-like blast of ice shards out of the way of Gawain. Silex, I assume it's your action now?
Yep. And I'm going to attempt to open the rest of the door here. Roll
Excellent.
check.
Might plus might.
Might.
7 is not good enough. Your necessary defense of Gawain has put you in a position where you just didn't get enough grip and movement on the position that you needed to. You have not made progress on it this turn.
Oof. And I lose my my retaliation bonus.
The
Use it.
10th arc cannon is going to discharge bulk damage at Peleus.
All right, I'm ready for this. I wasn't ready for this.
How are they rolling so high?
I will
Jeez,
take that
okay.
damage. Oh wait,
No,
oh no,
I'm
won't.
ready for this.
Wink's got you.
I'll take this one again. That's
Blink.
24.
Taking this brief action of his Ninpo Haiken no Yaibujutsu, uses his shuriken once again to gum up the mechanism and then yanks Peleus out the way. So Peleus is not scarred with lightning.
Yeah.
Flink Peleus actions.
Peleus, open that fucking door.
I have either that or I have a suggestion. You could encourage Silex. Think of the comedic value to encourage him when he opens the door.
I could give opening the door a try, but I don't think I'm physically strong enough.
You're stronger than me or Flink.
All right, in that case, I'm going to the door and I'm going to try and twizzle some knobs and hit some things. How much is it?
Might plus might.
Might plus might. Oh, it's already there.
A result
Nice.
of
It's the
7
same.
produces no result. You're working hard, but you're just kind of ending up getting in the way of each other a little bit. Like, you're both working, and like every time Sykes goes to move over the hand, Peleus's hand is in the way, and you're brushing up against each other, and it's not that useful for solving the problem.
See, I knew I was going to suck at this. I'm going to get
Like-
out of Silex's way. Wait, not that
Not
way.
off the ship. Well, that was my attempt. Jumps off the boat.
Flink, what are you doing?
Let me just actually hide. I think that is very sensible right now. I'm just going to guard
Okay,
myself.
guard action, smart.
All right, I'll cover you, Flink.
Now 2 segments filled on the submersion clock. When it gets to 4 segments, you will be underwater.
All right. I'll be going first here. Door opening time. Oh my gosh.
That's a 5!
Okay. No. Can I spend a fabulous point to reroll? That would require.
Under what context of your origin are you doing so?
He's a big, strong boy.
No.
I mean, that's valid,
identity.
but like...
Under identity. The Earthborn Guardian seeking atonement. We are not standing here as the strongest member of the party, unable to open a freaking door.
Completely understandable. You're welcome to spend that Fabula point.
All right. So, click that. Use Fabula point. Roll again.
I think you can right-click
Thank
on
you.
a check and spend a Fabula point that way.
Okay.
We've opened the door.
Yeah,
But,
Did you open the door? Or did you destroy it?
you
He's
break it off the
Silex! Silex, like, takes that brief moment of like, okay, I'm gonna get this done. I need to get this done. This is my duty. This is my role. And like, it just becomes a moment of like Zen concentration. You work that wheel, you spin it, you unlock the seal, you push the door open, the way is open. You can now spend your action to move through the door as your various characters. But you do need to expend an action to do that because you do have like stuff to get far. Basically, you need to spend the action to be able to get far enough away from the turret so they can no longer shoot you and you're no longer a participant in the combat.
Understandable.
The tense cannon is going to attempt to burn Flink down.
Good. Bring it.
15 to hit.
I could take it.
Nope. No one's taking damage. It's fine.
Thanks, Silex.
Don't worry. I got it.
Gawain, Flink, Palace, you're up.
I want to go through the door.
Yeah.
Excellent. You spend your action, you go through the door. You are removed from the scene.
Ooh.
Nice. The arrogant arc cannon is going to attempt to fire on Silex. Silex, you have incoming ice shards.
Well, we do get hit.
Amazing. Flink, Peleus, your actions, I assume, are to simply move through the door.
Yeah,
Yes.
Peleus goes for. Well, we can both leave, right? Good. Then
Yeah.
we go. Salix follows up.
And then that ends. The timer goes
Turn
up.
ends, Silex, you act. I assume you next walk through the door.
Yep.
Excellent. You collectively leave the scene.
Oh, we're in.
Yeah, we're really in.
All right.
Silex,
How's
I
your
assume you
status?
close the door behind you so you don't
Yes, of
flood the
course.
place.
Though I imagine they wouldn't, if the door was open, they wouldn't be able to submerge.
Unless it's Dr. Carway with his brain in a jar.
There are multiple bulkheads. That was just the most exterior one. Specifically in case somebody leaves the hatch open.
Cool. Okay. Well, then, yeah, we're definitely closing the door.
We're confident that they're gonna be fine, right, Flink?
Sure. They are all old enough,
They're
I
all
think.
professionals for like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I trust them with my life.
Actually, I trust Barrett like 1,000%. Actually, he's really good at his job.
He's going to stay there unless there's actual danger.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We're good.
I very much trust Barbara. Have we told her about her paycheck yet?
I trust her as well.
No, but
I trust her right now.
It's fine. Barbara and I'll work it out. I'm so not worried about Barbara.
All right. As I'm coming down here, I'm going to take an opportunity to heal myself because I did take a wallop from the cannon at the last minute there. Good to know for the future.
We did not buy the IP reserve. It's the thing we're going to buy. Like, we decided to sacrifice that so that we could all get gear.
Understandable, because that would be very valuable right now. I need to refresh my MP. So I'm down to 2 points.
I still have 3 IP left, so I can still go.
I still have inventory points for y'all.
Yeah, you can use inventory points for other people where relevant. Though you have to use your action to create the item.
Yeah.
Which may be relevant on the thing. But you don't need... You can use that action to provide the item to the other person anyway, so it's still just 1 total action cost.
Yep. Yeah, I think we've done it, actually, in the past. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Flink is...
Flink has forced potions into people's mouths on its turn.
To various people.
So you are in the submarine interior as the vessel submerges. There is a strange sense of pressure as it submerges. I don't think any of you would have had any experience with this. Although, Flink, you probably would have had the experience of the inverse of the removal of pressure as you fly upwards.
Yeah, but this is awkward. Still, like I'm not a bad swimmer. I've done my diving lessons, but this is, of course, feeling different than that.
So, you are in the corridors of this place, and there is an uncomfortable, like, almost oppressive feeling to the place. There's just this, like, general sense of lack of maintenance, and the air in here is, like, somewhat gross and stale, as though these areas just aren't used commonly.
Somebody should really clean this up.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be, like, new technology. It's all, like, old and stuff.
I mean, we're in the first space after the water. Like, this would... Let's keep going.
Sure.
So, I mean, Gawain, the actual architecture and engineering on display does seem relatively modern and advanced. You have, for example, running floor lights.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure we're just in the dirtiest area of the ship. You know?
All right.
Dude,
in that case,
we're in an airlock, basically.
They need to pay their cleaners better.
Sure, Peleus, whatever.
Hold on, I'm advocating for fair pay for fair work. How is that suddenly a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. I just don't think we care about the cleanliness of this airlock.
Well, they should.
And I don't think they care about their workers either. Let's continue.
Nobody wants to pay out for your workers having scurvy. That's going to cost more than the cleaners.
That is one of the strange things, as you mentioned, workers. This vessel is, not a dissimilar size to the airship, you think, like approximately, right? Same rough scale. You don't see anyone, or even, like, the traces of anyone being here. There's no footsteps through here.
Are there ghosts on the ship?
Ooh, it's a ghost ship. It's a ghost sub.
I would not have that as my first instinct.
Well, you haven't met ghosts, have you?
I've never met one before, but we can say hello to one now.
I don't want to meet a ghost.
I'm pretty sure we're just going to meet a person. And that person is going to have been the person that was using that gunstick. That gunstick person needs to have a little slap. So,
Peleus, I don't think a person was controlling those guns. I think they were controlling themselves.
Yeah, I think they're automated.
Oh. I was just going to slap him across the face with my rod. That's so bad.
Yes.
You steal my dreams.
As we have discussed before. Yes.
Now that you're on the interior, what are your objectives? Where you're trying to get to? What are you trying to have done in here?
All right. I think we ought to be looking for people or places of relevance.
We go to the control deck. And we do it carefully. Because we should assume they know that we entered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guns were automated, so they might just have an automated system that
We're
notifies.
checking corners. We're expecting
So-
resistance.
I feel like you, having been on airships, have some understanding of how things might be laid out. You don't have, like, a super good understanding, but you feel that you're the most confident. If you could roll insight plus... I think insight plus insight, yeah. To kind of try and ascertain where the most likely location for some kind of control room would be.
Yeah. My instinct worked earlier. It's going to lead us to victory again.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
It'll be perfect.
There's only so many rooms on a ship, so you can't go back wrong.
You rolled a check of 4. That's wonderful. So you start, like, you have a very solid idea of where you're going, and you're like, yes, okay, look, the most likely place is going to be, like, towards the rear. You know, we probably entered at the front. There's going to be, like, a conning tower. The conning tower is where we're going to be. You do forget the slight aspect about the fact that if there was a conning tower, it would probably be above the deck area that you were on, but that's a minor thing that you've forgotten. So you start making your way towards what you perceive would be the back of the vessel. And as you kind of work through these tunnels and there's little bits of turn-offs and stuff, you don't encounter people. Which, again, is just... There should be people.
How is it operating? Yeah.
Yeah, all of you have an understanding. There should be people on this vessel doing stuff, right? Even if they were running from you, you'd expect to find, like, the remnants of clothes and items and living spaces. There are not living spaces on this vessel.
Who are these light strips for?
It's a good question. You do find rooms, but each room you come across seems to have been devoted to something or another, some collection of just odd objects. You enter one room and it's just like a collection of, like, glassware, for example.
What?
As if this was a storage room for useful glass objects. Another room you come across just has what appears to be a large still in it. And you make your way, Flink, to what you think is the control room, but upon arriving there, you realize is actually just like an engineering viaduct, as it were, where conduits run from this way and that. Peleus, as you arrive at this engineering viaduct, you feel the best way to describe it would be gross.
Oh.
Like, it feels gross here. Silex, there is a familiar sensation to this place. A weird...
I don't like that.
thing that just gnaws at the edge of your mind.
This place is disgusting.
Beyond just the visual filth and unkemptness of the place, there is a level of emotional grossness that it has. And as I said, Silex, you're feeling that sensation at the edge of your mind of just memories that you're trying to quiet. Like that little discordant symphony that tried to play itself against your will.
I'm sensing a nice guy around here.
God damn it, Summer.
No, I mean, you're pretty much it. Like, yeah, I'm not thrilled with what I think we're about to find, but also it's what we've been looking for.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure based on the storage rooms we were finding. It wasn't what I was expecting for him to be carrying around, but I have a feeling Kawhi might be here.
Well,
Yeah.
Who else could operate an entire submarine without a crew?
And then not clean it.
Ghosts?
Yeah.
I love that that's what we're getting hung up on, is how clean it is. Not the fact that there are blended spirits running through the arteries of this ship, and Peleus is like, it's dirty.
Yeah, it's got a brand new ship and it's gotten this dirty after like so little usage. That is a neckbeard.
So, as you're sat in this engineering viaduct, thinking about what's here, Flink is trying to work out where to go next. You hear a reverberation of what feels like a high-pitched whine, followed by a kathunk kind of noise as something you think moves away from the vessel.
No.
What?
Oh, no.
What was that sound?
That was the escape pod.
Peleus is right. I hate to say it, but I think he's right.
It could still be ghosts. We should go quicker.
You know what we could do? If this thing is automated, we could send it to Telgard and let Minerva know, by some sort of messaging app.
My biggest concern is that this thing is going to blow.
Yes. Agreed.
Oh.
So we need to get off or stop it.
Yep.
I'm not technically informed enough, and we have not been able to find the rooms enough for me to be able to make a decision on this. So I'm going to go with whatever you say.
It's running time.
If these pipes represent the energy of the ship, we should be able to identify whether it's overloading, about to blow.
Okay.
You want to try and follow the pipes to maybe some...
Yeah, use them to
central-
navigate.
Yeah.
Blink.
I think we should take a risk here.
Okay, let's take the risk.
I think Peleus's original idea is a good one, but we have to move fast and we have to succeed.
I'm assuming this place is run on some sort of spiritual energy. Can I use my jazz hands to help guide me to the correct place?
So, with your background, with your experience, Peleus, you can, now that you've got like an identifier for this, that you've been able to get close enough to actually like have a sensory understanding of it, you are now able to follow the most powerful conduit to wherever it goes, if you so choose.
Yes, that would be my idea.
Okay, so you start. I'm assuming you're running at this point.
It's running time.
Yeah.
It is running time.
You start moving at high speed down this path, down these interior corridors. You start just ignoring side rooms. And almost immediately as you get out of the engineering area, and you have to kind of go back on yourself because you've essentially been turned around.
Mm-hmm.
Because Flink did not do a great job leading you in the first place. So
It's the ghost.
pretty much as soon as you get out of here, you are immediately confronted by these things.
Oh, look at them. One of them is loving.
Yes. And I don't know what the other one is.
There you go.
Unsure.
yeah, that was you right now. Unsure.
I wasn't sure whether it was going to be pleasure. Especially with the other one being loving.
No! You are almost immediately accosted by Parexuses. You know these things, Silex, because they were the same things that attacked your home. These foul, putrid poison creatures. This would, if these had been running around this vessel, or perhaps even sent to pursue you, it would make a lot of sense as to why the walls were so foul and gross here. Suffice to say, they aren't trying to kill you.
Yeah, and given how much I love these things, I will be going first, and I will be attacking.
Oh, excellent.
Ouch.
Oh, I was going to inquire if you remembered their...
I do.
I know that they're resistant to earth, so...
They take extra from fire.
Yeah.
Just saying, if you wanted to adjust your action slightly and
No,
use your
it's all right.
elemental weapon first, or
We do not need to open that can of worms on these guys.
it's a shame. It would have been fun.
What for me to backfire here and have us die in the submarine? Yes.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
There'll be another time. Right now, I'm just punching the loving Phyrexis.
You punch the loving Phyrexis, rejecting its love and affection as it attempts to wrap itself around you. You just pummel it in the face, knocking it this way and that. The loving Phyrexis
I have no love for them.
will attempt to return the favor.
It will not. Oh, how I miss them.
Gawain, Flink,
Yeah, I
Pelias,
mean-
you're up.
I'll go, but I'm not going to cast elemental weapon. I need to
Understood.
hold my MP. Great roll.
That is a 7 is a miss.
7 is like the worst roll. It's not even
Yeah.
a fumble.
I know,
Like,
right?
come on. Like, at
Yeah.
least give me the
Would be
Fabula
better.
point.
It's almost minimum.
Unsure Phyrexis will attempt to eat Pelias.
What? Ah!
Solving
Thank
the
you.
problem. I'll catch that.
Silex is just like holding the line here.
These things will never hurt anyone again.
Flink, Pelias actions.
Let me go ahead and throw a grenade at the loving Phyrexis.
Oh, hell yeah.
We got this. It's probably a good idea to throw grenades inside the submarine.
Yes, always. Don't think about the consequences of your actions. Simply attack.
It does 30 damage, no action check. You just incinerate this thing, burning it heavily. Pelias action.
I think I'm trying to save on as much MP as possible, and I don't think these things had much MP. So I'm going to bonk Loving Phyrexis with my
You're going to finally
rod.
give it the affection it wants.
Yes.
I love the grenade, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Is 9
a
a hit?
9 is a miss.
Can I spend a Fabula point with a Gawain's thing for 2 extra? Would that actually...
Explain why your bond with Gawain would allow you to hit.
This particular case, I just want to look good in front of my friends.
I'll allow it. Yeah, so that would increase it to 11, and that would be a hit.
Groovy. In that case, I'm spending that Fabula point.
Pelias hit and Gawain didn't. That's wild.
I feel like that's part of Pelias's like character. Like Pelias and Gawain sort of are doing this at each other a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. I'm not judging against it.
Yeah.
I just need to make
Yeah,
sure that
totally.
you explain the context and reasoning.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we probably does that. Like that's probably how this goes a lot. Like there's a lot of shit talking.
Pelias manages to beat bonk the loving Phyrexis to death.
With my rod.
Yeah, you use your rod and you bonk it so hard that it dies.
Yes.
It is no longer loving. It is dead.
Hate when that happens.
The next round of combat happens. Party actions.
All right, I'm going first. Attacking the unsure Phyrexis. Much
Excellent.
president.
11 to hit, 18 physical. That impacts. Okay, Silas has acted as the unsure Phyrexis. The unsure Phyrexis will use its poison breath spell on Gawain, Flink, and Silex.
Great roll.
Jeez.
I mean,
It's
that's
not even
fine.
ranged.
It's not ranged,
Yeah.
it's a spell.
Maybe I should have used that condom.
Yeah, I take that.
It's a good roll.
You can encourage them all now to get their health back. Party
I will.
actions.
I'm gonna shoot him.
I'm shocked that you would choose that action. The 16 to hit, you deliver 15 damage. It is in crisis. Flink, Pelias.
Who needs to be encouraged?
Anyone with an exclamation point.
In that case, I will encourage Silex.
So freaking efficient, man.
I know, right? And the might upgrade.
Ridiculous. I love it.
I want to do more damage.
Anyone with an exclamation mark heals the Phyrexis.
Yeah. Heals the enemy. Yeah.
All right. Single-handed death Ufuda in your face. Oh,
Nate is a miss.
can I? Let me think.
We only know that 11s have hit. We don't know about 10. So unless you got a 3, it may not be worth it.
I think
And
it
might
is
be
worth
special.
it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll use a Fabula point. And invoke my theme. I think as getting
Okay.
courageous. We need to get through this situation. And I have to
That's a
face these
reroll.
things.
Yeah. If you use your theme, you reroll.
Yeah, I'll reroll.
Excellent.
That's totally fine. This one is going to be better.
Got him.
Are we sure?
We'll
It's
see.
about the 10 hit last time.
It was 11.
The
Oh,
11 hit
my
last
bad.
time. But a 10 also hits. You do 12 light damage to the
I
unsure
seem to
Phyrexis.
remember that 10 was the threshold last time we fought him, but
Could have gotten more armor, right?
yeah.
Mm.
No way to know for sure until
Party
we hit
actions.
that. Was this a new round?
Yes, we are in a new round.
All right, then
Clap it
continue the
silence.
punching. That's a
No!
miss for me.
Worst
Miss for
time.
me.
Great roll, by the way.
Yeah, fabulous.
That might buff really helping you.
Yeah.
That's so unfortunate. Okay,
It's very funny.
which means it's the unsure Phyrexis' action. The unsure Phyrexis is going to attempt to bite Peleus.
All right. That's going to hit.
It
I'm
will
fine
not.
with that. 11 damage is not too bad.
And 11 in
Yeah.
comes Silex, just reaches out an arm and smacks that shit down.
I might miss the
Yeah.
attack, but I'm gonna catch his.
Yeah. Love it.
Gawain, flank, Peleus, actions.
I think I ought to encourage Gawain before he does anything.
Excellent.
It's my turn.
Peleus' action.
Yep.
Gawain, you're
Cool.
up. 18
Boom.
hit, 18 damage. That's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Very good.
The last shot on the Phyrexis ends it as it dies, nervous and unsure about what it's doing. Shot through the brainstem. It collapses.
All right.
Combat is ended.
Are we running? We're still running?
Yes, we're
Yeah.
still running.
We're still
Yes, you happen to run into those guys pretty much immediately as you left the area. So the party sprints onwards, chasing down this like large conduit of energy. And as you pursue this, you find yourself trending downwards. Quick question, Peleus, would you like to use encourage on any of the other party members?
Is
Out of
there
combat?
any of the other party members requiring encouragement? Yes, there's Flink, in which case I will
Yeah.
use encourage on Flink.
Thank
It's
you.
so efficient. What the fuck?
So efficient.
It's ridiculous.
It does eventually. It is eating at my MP eventually, but slowly.
Yeah, very
You're-
slowly.
You've got
You can do that
46
almost 10 more times.
You've got
Yeah.
46 more MP to go. Like that's
I've still got to put my last point in encourage, so that it'll heal even more than 25 health.
I know.
Can't wait.
It's horrifying. Okay, so you continue onwards. You find that your journey pulls you downwards deeper into the like lower substructure of the vessel. And as you careen onwards, Peleus, you find that this energy, this aura is getting almost oppressive. It is like walking into the sanctum of a spirit, except instead of like the kind of authoritative energy, it feels like being strangled by a rusted chain.
All right, guys, this place. I don't feel good here. We should destroy it.
I know it's filthy, but we have to focus on the objective.
That's not what I meant, but yeah, that's true as well.
As you're approaching what feels like the nexus of this power, you hear another ka-chung as something else is released from the vessel.
Okay, whatever it is, it's not done yet. We can stop it.
I'm trusting you guys right now. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm in.
All right. In that case, we're going into the room that's oppressive.
I trust Peleus's feelings and Silex's judgment.
We also
Yeah.
still have one opportunity.
Yes.
Do you have an opportunity available? So, as you enter, or as you move forward, you come to a large doorway in front of you, similar to like the heavy doors before, but this one is left slightly ajar. I assume you steel yourselves, knowing that there could be anything before you in this room. You hear engineering noises from within. Do you breach the door?
Yeah.
I breached the door.
You breach the
thank
door,
you.
you kick it open, you run into the room, and as you do,
Yes!
you come across the horrifying,
Ooh.
monstrous body of what now must be Dr. Kawei. You can see his ugly brain stem stuck in the center. Around the edge of the room are cylindrical tubes filled with something. Most of them don't seem to have anything identifiable. And in fact, there are a few locations that are devoid of anything, as if something has been removed or sent away.
Okay.
Oh, we get Fabula points.
We do.
Dr. Kawei stands in front of you, and your eyes, your mind, your entire being draws your gaze up briefly, and you see above you something you can't even begin to describe it mentally. It is a horrifying entity chained into the ceiling of this chamber with huge conduits and pipes running into it. Silex, that thing looks way too familiar to you. Emotionally familiar to you.
The device?
It's not a device. There is clearly a being of some kind in there, though it barely keeps a human form. You can still identify, fingers, perhaps a facial structure. It is chained and restricted, and it is deformed and ugly, and it looks like it is plumbed in to the mechanisms of this vessel. Dr. Kawei stands before you. The party, you will gain a Fabula point. I know Frajama mentioned that in chat. And I think we should take a break right about now.
Good. Yeah, halfway through, we just saw Koei. I'm ready to kick some butt. Let's go.
Oh.
Nice break time.
I'm afraid.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be on break for a few minutes. Stretch people's legs, get some water, make sure they're all ready. And I already know that everyone is doing their internal plan of how they're going to deal with Koei, who has a very, very upgraded body since last time. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be back in a few minutes. While we're away, enjoy some trivia. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. When we left off, the party had just walked into what seems to be the central chamber of this submarine, where there are a huge number of these cylindrical vessels around the edge, some of which have already been taken on, put somewhere, but there still remain a good number of them around here. In combination with that, there was something horrifying on the ceiling that looked vaguely humanoid, though greatly deformed. Dr. Kawei himself, his robot body set before them, the limbs of it. Actually, Gawain, you noticed this. The each of the limbs of Kawei, like these little points here and on the kind of knee joint of them, they look like they're specifically conductive material. Deliberately so.
Conductive?
Yeah, conductive, as in would conduct bolt damage.
For him or for me?
For him, it's intentional.
Considering how many points of them he has in contact with the ground, conducting the bolt damage away from his body and into the ground could be greatly beneficial.
Gotcha. That makes
Alright.
sense.
So what I'm hearing is we remove legs.
Yeah.
Up to you. However, on the moment you walk in there, Dr. Kawei shuffles around and you hear the tap, 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 tap as Kawei turns and goes, "Well, fancy seeing you here."
You! Weren't content with making monsters, you made yourself one too?
That's what you think I am, a monster.
What else are you? Like,
A
technically.
genius.
No, I mean, like, species-wise.
I'm just running at him. Like, I'm ready to just start pulling legs off of him and feeding them to him.
Excellent. You do not, as they say, fuck around.
No.
Yeah.
I forget. Do we still go first here, or...
Villains get to go first.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So as you charge in, Dr. Kawei will attempt to just simply crush you. Taking the huge spider limb and attempt to just ram it through your skull as you approach. Top
Yeah,
hit.
I'll catch that.
You
That's
take
not
the
happening.
blows, it deflects off your shield. It is your action.
If anyone has a plan, they can go first. Otherwise, I will just be hitting the guy.
No, this should be yours.
All
You got
right.
the first one. I'll take the second one.
Hitting.
Hell yes! Give me that high roll.
14 to hit. 21 physical damage. You smash into the limbs of Dr. Kawei, using his four limbs to guard his head, which is no doubt your primary target, attempting to scuttle you with the underlimbs.
I will say that I should not have had that on. That was from the Parexuses, and I didn't turn it off. So
That's
he
fine,
should
don't worry
only
about it.
take 20 damage.
Kawei is going to take their second initiative and laugh, going, "You are always such a fine specimen," and is going to, as you attack, attempt to slaughter Peleus and Gawain.
Ow.
That is a multi-ranged attack that Kawei delivers from kind of like a little hatch pops up from its
So,
abdomen
Wayne, you're good from that, yeah?
and lances a beam.
I'm
at them.
good.
I can do
well,
that.
Well, I got Peleus covered, and
Yeah.
Gawain's got himself.
Gawain blocks it with his shield. Gawain huddles behind the shield,
Yeah.
starts thinking, he's like, shit. Okay. Bolt damage, bad idea. He's like going through his Rolodex, like, is there an element that I think is a good idea? Not convinced.
Oh, you didn't do your lore master thing.
I didn't, but that's because
You're saving intentionally.
Yeah, I didn't want to use the MP, and lag freely provided the information to me that bolt was not going to be the answer in this encounter. I wasn't going to always be able to bolt him.
Unless you do something about those limbs, obviously.
Right. Like, if anyone else wants to go for it.
Yeah, I
don't
wanna
have
go.
anything like...
I have the leftover encouragement. I can feel the power in my veins. So, I'll do the natural thing. I'm going to close my eyes and throw 2 daggers at this guy.
Excellent.
We can tell you
And
close
that's
your
what
eyes.
happens when you close your eyes.
With a 6 and a 9. Nice. We can confirm that you should really be opening your eyes when you throw daggers. Because that didn't work out well for you at all. That was suboptimal.
Yeah, we could improve that next time.
This is all just physical damage that he's dealing, right?
It's
All right.
light also.
In that case, can I tell him off?
Well, I think it's his turn.
All right.
No, he only goes twice, I
he
checked.
only has 2
Oh.
initiative actions.
Ooh,
In that case, I'm going to condemn.
it's pretty good.
Aw.
Okay, so they will contend that with a int plus willpower.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So-
Fuck you, Kuei.
You think I can be condemned with my actions?
Yeah, absolutely.
How dare you? I do everything I do to make this world a better place.
What's your definition of better here?
One where my creations are in control of everything. Obviously.
Well, you are not in control of yourself, let alone your creations.
Gawain, your action
Yeah.
occurs.
Just thinking to myself, all he did was make Silex worse.
With a 12 to hit, 15 physical damage is effectively delivered.
All right.
So I need to summon my angry self to hit here. I understand now.
Yes, exactly. A new round begins.
Let the hate flow.
Koei will act first. Gawain, Peleus, Flink.
Oh.
It's a
Oh,
7 to hit. Damn.
Even I managed
misses
to escape
everyone.
that.
Man, that would be really bad if he just spent an Ultima point.
It would be. I mean,
Due
if
to
he
him
wants
being
to.
so arrogant.
It'd be a real shame for him if he ended up losing this fight with that Ultima point wasted.
Ow!
Ooh,
Ow, and it's even worse.
that does hit me.
That does hit me too.
It also
can't-
hits
Light
me.
is not a good damage type for me.
Yeah, protect is not up. I can't do anything for you guys.
It's fine. You
Is it
put our
though?
health in really good
Alter-
condition.
You're okay. Oh,
Ugh.
It is party's actions.
Condemn!
I don't know. I don't think that's the answer. but
Yeah,
you're
I can
don't
fine.
think
get
that's the
protect
answer.
back online if I
Peleus is instantly condemned. Well.
Fuck!
Yeah,
Oh, no.
those are his best stats.
that's not gonna work.
Ah!
Flink, Silas, Gawain, you're up.
Doesn't he get another turn?
He isn't taking it immediately.
Oh,
All right,
deliberately
well,
not.
in that opportunity, then I guess I'll get protect back online. I will actually what is the skill against? I don't use provoke very often. If I could provoke him, that would be good. What does it target? It's opposing might will. That's not ideal. I'm just gonna hit him. I might try that next round, depending on how things go. And that's not enough.
Absolutely not enough.
May I use this can I use the miss to invoke my opportunity to do an infliction instead?
Normally you declare in advance, but I'll allow it. I'm pretty permissive with opportunities. What are you trying to inflict?
Let's lower his willpower. So that would be shaken, I think.
Okay. So essentially, instead of, like, you go in for the strike, but he guards with his limbs as expected, and you essentially just use that to reflexively, like, surge the spikes of the shield through the guard, just enough to put him off balance. And let him know that you could, which is what keeps him off spec.
All right. Now, condemning might be possible.
Yeah. Thank you.
He is going to take his extra initiative here and is going to target. Hey, Silex.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Kuei, being afraid of you, will attempt to crush you with his spider limbs.
Cool.
And miss.
How's this for fine specimen?
Rolls a 7.
Deflected again.
Yeah.
You batter away his limbs. You two are just locked in this, like, physical duel, just pummeling into each other constantly, both of you trying to get a grip, which is impressive because he's, like, 3 times your size. Like, he is absolutely massive, like the size of a car, and you're just, like, fending him off somehow.
Yeah, it's a fair fight now.
Flint, Gawain, actions.
Go,
Can
Gawain.
I Can I use Barrage to attack 2 legs?
Interesting.
He's very large.
I'll allow it on the logic of basically, if your objective is to try and destroy the grounding elements,
Yes.
then that's permissible. But that means you won't be doing damage. You'll just be doubling your chances at knocking out his ability to ground out bulk damage. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think that is worth that to me.
That's fair.
This also only costs me 5. Whoop whoop.
Okay, so roll 2. Actually, no. This isn't how multi normally works, but I think in this instance, it's how it should work. Roll me 2 attack checks, and they'll have a DC to them. They'll have a difficulty to them, and if you hit it, you'll essentially do 2 instances of damage to the grounding rods. And oh my god, that's 2 very good checks. You are over halfway through his grounding rods.
Good.
Like, you are instantly 1 attack halfway through his grounding rods. You do that again with that efficacy, he probably doesn't have any more ability to resist bolt at all.
Gwen's doing the work.
Might suggest, or Peleus, I think Kakapu might help us here.
All right, but I'm going to condemn him first.
If we can destroy his legs, we can use electricity again.
Okay, actually, I'm okay with that. Yeah, let's summon Kakapu.
Flink gets to act next, though.
Yeah.
Right.
You know my action. Going to hide behind this container.
Excellent. As you approach to hide behind the container, you vaguely make out an ephemeral sense of some shape of a face briefly brushes up against the side of the container, making itself visible before once again disappearing into the liquids.
I hate this. You didn't need to do that.
Dr. Kawei is going to take the crush action against Silex again, because he really wants to crush Silex.
I think that might hit.
Oh, that do hit.
Do be hitting.
Ugh.
Party actions.
All right, I'm summoning Kakapu.
Excellent.
That's 30. I've got 6 MP.
So, but you get to pulse on the same turn, right? Or whatever it's called?
No, because Peleus doesn't have the reckless summon.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that'll be the thing that I get once I've maxed out in courage.
Cool. Makes sense. Well, if we can survive until Peleus' next round, we're good, I think.
Potentially.
Okay, so does Koei go again then?
There are actions available, yes.
If Koei's not going to go, I want to do the same thing I did last turn.
Okay, Gawain. Go for it.
So yeah, we'll use Barrage again and make 2 attacks.
And that's
Very
a critical,
nice.
so you gain an opportunity on top of that, which you could use to inflict a status effect, should you so choose.
Nice.
I will do that, and I'm going to pick Might, whatever that is. Weak.
Weakened, I think.
You inflict weak, having shot out these grounding rods. There's now, like, just errant bolt energy discharging to random locations. You are fairly certain that Kuwait no longer has any defense against bolt damage. The legs twitch every now and then, making attacks difficult. Kuwait himself will attempt to use the arc beam on Flink and Peleus. 13 to hit, 15 light damage.
Ow.
As small beams of energy.
Can deal with this situation again.
I'm taking care of Peleus.
Oh, thank you.
Nope, Flink wipes out the entire attack.
Peleus, you guys are... You got these boys fighting over you.
Yay! I'm so
I
happy.
see. I thought you were just safe from
I
it.
need to protect anyways. No,
But if you're going to block out the whole thing, then I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
I don't need...
Excellent, Flink, Silex, actions.
I am ready to go throwing. We're starting with the Direx's spine.
Fuck me.
That's a lot of damage.
Yes, it is.
This is the Hawkeye one. It's the big one.
Here's the Hawkeye one. Dr. Kuwait is impacted with that, and it seems that there is still enough fleshy conduit beneath this machine that poison still takes effective damage.
So 11 does hit.
That is wonderful. Add 4 on top of that for the cheap shot.
I hate you. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to be angry about a cheap shot.
Okay, I'll lose Hawkeye, and I throw my death food out. And that one tickles.
A 10 does not hit.
10 does
11 is
not hit. We will make this one hit. I would
You
like
will?
to reroll.
Okay.
Reroll, not bond.
He wants that 6 damage, baby.
I want that 6 damage. Yeah, I can just invoke a bond with Silex to protect him from future harm from Dr. Kawai.
Absolutely reasonable. I get it. I understand.
So that will add 2 more points to the
Add
accuracy.
2 and it will
which
make it hit.
And
Which means it does 10 damage total because it does an extra 4 damage from cheap shot.
oh yeah, right. And I have a skill that I couldn't show off yet before. I learned this one, Indomitable Spirit. Every time I use a Fabula point, I can recover 5 HP, 5 mind points, or from status effect. And I choose to recover 5 HP.
Nice.
Yay.
Very good.
Silex action.
All right, we're going to try to provoke him now. An opposed might will check, so I need to make mine.
Yes.
Modifier +1. Ah.
Don't
Good
crit fail. You tried.
we tried. We really tried, but we got it.
You damn
After
well
getting-
tried.
Wow.
After getting slammed by his leg. Is that the best you've got, you big dumb spider?
How dare you call me dumb?
Just cackling while I'm hiding behind my shield.
Setting up that cheap shot, baby.
Now Dr. Quay's attacks must include Silex. They cannot not include Silex. And so Quay's first action is to arc beam Silex and Fling.
As long as it's not me. Owie.
That will hit us both, you say, which is the reason why it will not hit us at all.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. Minimize that damage. Ninpo Hikino Yabajutsu. Deflect that laser beam.
It is deflected.
This ability is really good when it's not like 24 to hit or something. Like, I hate, like, when it's really big, you're like, we all need to eat the damage. But, like, 17? It's tasty.
Use your skills to essentially, like, as the little hatches open to beam you, you slam kunai in that direction and essentially force them to have to shut in order to not take damage. Okay, party actions.
Peleus, go!
Yes! Peleus, I
Unleashed.
choose you!
Okay, so if you just click on pulse for me, see, as your dex is increased as well, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you just deliver 40 bolt damage.
For free!
100%
Yay!
accuracy, no misses.
Ah! Take that, you slimy piece of shit!
Peleus, you got it confused. The slime is in the tanks.
Yeah, well, he made it. His brain's slimy.
Oh.
Additional party actions, please.
Oh, well, then I'll go.
Excellent, Gawain.
I am going to cast Elemental Weapon.
Bolt.
Is it bolt damage?
It is indeed going to be bolt damage. You guys
Oh.
figured me out.
Oh no. Bolt damage.
Perfect.
11 to hit, hits 13 bolt damage, doubled to 26. That is a vicious blow. Excellent. Kwei is going to take that second initiative and say, I can see you're more of a challenge than I expected. But that's okay. Come forth and kill them.
Oh no.
He looks up at the ceiling, calling out to whatever is there. And you see the chains slowly unlatch. Ka-chunk, shunk, ka-chunk, shunk. Ichor and poison fluid spills forth. The hatches unleashed as this half machine, half foul fluid slimes its way down to the ground level
Ah!
This isn't over.
and joins the initiative. Flink, Silex, actions.
Just finish off Kuei, I guess. I don't know what else. I don't know what to do with the chained being.
Leave it in chains, yeah.
I'm just gonna keep hitting. I'm gonna hit the stupid spider. Squish.
16 to hit does 19 physical damage you deliver. Effective damage. But Kuei still stands. Flank, are you going to take an action?
Yeah, I'm going to hide in the other corner now, behind this thing,
Excellent.
where it can't see me. Clearly.
Okay, Flink does that. The chain being does not act this turn. The next round begins. Dr. Kuei will act first. Dr. Kuei is required to attack Silex in all of its attacks. And it is going to attempt to use an arc beam targeting Silex and Peleus.
Ah,
Nice.
it missed.
Using his trait of dexterity, he's going to expend a Fabula point,
Ultima point.
a Ultima point to reroll that.
Sheesh.
Does something good happen when you use Ultima points? What I
Yeah, do we
feel
get
like?
extra experience for ultimate
At
points?
the end, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
So each Ultima point spent counts as 4 Fabula points spent.
Yeah, this is gonna be real
Gotcha.
good. As long as we win,
I
obviously.
was gonna say, I knew there was an upside to this. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Just need to live. It's easy.
Yeah, just win. Guys, just dodge.
Just dodge.
13 to hit.
That's physical, yeah?
That is a physical against defense.
Hey, congratulations, Peleus. You're not taking damage, and neither of us are taking damage.
Thank you so much. You're my
I'm here
hero.
for you.
Wonderful.
I love how Lag can just throw insane attacks at us because we have so many ways of being like we have a lot of choices. It's good. Good
It's good.
agency on both sides.
It's
I
good.
like these combats.
Party actions.
Wait, can I do that thing where I attack one person and it attacks 2 people at the same time?
Not with
No.
your pulse.
That's a Nanto thing.
Non-to special.
Ah, right. Now I understand.
So, fry the spider.
And
I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna go.
Okay,
All
okay, Gawain.
Because now my barrages are insane.
Right.
Yes.
I get to do double damage to the one guy. These also only cost 5 instead of 10. I should maybe just change barrage to say that. And I will attack them both.
Excellent. 12 to hit, 15 bolt damage is delivered. So Kuei takes double. Kuei takes a 30 bolt damage. The bound, chained being will take just 15.
Sorry!
And then it will act.
No, I'm scared.
Hey, Gawain.
Yeah. I'm scared.
The chained being approaches you and thrashes at you.
You good?
Yeah, I'm down. I
I
can't
don't
do
have
anything.
protect.
Yeah.
Oh,
That barely
no.
hits me.
I'm sorry.
It is what it is. Good luck, guys.
Wayne!
No.
Everyone in the party gains a Fabula point.
I mean, I was sitting there at 22 HP for a while. Like,
Yeah,
like
I'm sitting here at 29 too.
Is there any chance I could heal Gawain back into the fight, or is he out?
He's down. You can't. Once you hit 0, you are surrendered. Like, Gawain is currently in the
Wayne's just on the
grips.
floor.
No.
Right.
Surrendering is a very specific narrative imperative. So you've been downed, but that also means that you have to lose something narratively. Which means that right now, you are basically bound up and wrapped around the chained being.
Okay.
It is actively injuring Gawain's unconscious body right now.
It's giving me Hellraiser vibes for right now.
So party actions: Flink, Silex, Peleus.
It's eating Gawain.
This is like a reverse Vaporeon situation.
Oh my god! No, Summer, no, bad Summer.
Peleus, fry the spider.
I'm frying the spider. Okay,
Okay,
I got that message. I heard it, and then I went, who's he talking to?
okay. You use Kakapo's dragon breath. The brief maw of Kakapo appearing enough to disgorge lightning at Kuei. It delivers 40 damage.
You deserve more. I'll have to smash your brain jar open.
You've reduced Koei to 0 hit points.
Wait, that never happened before.
Did it not? No, because
No, he
ran
always
away.
escaped.
But he is such a bastard.
No.
No.
You hear the ka-chunk noise happening nearby, just as you've heard multiple times before. Koei spends an Ultima point and leaps away onto one of the descending tubes as it shifts down into a machine. Silex, you run after him, and then there's just like massive pressure wave shunts the entire cylinder. Koei hemorrhaging fluids and ichor, shunting away from this system, running through wherever this thing might be going. Perhaps in the bowels of the ship, perhaps somewhere else. Koei leaves the scene, and you are not able to immediately chase.
You coward!
Get you next time.
We have to help Gawain.
Yeah, focus on Gawain. Can't do anything about that right now.
All right, who has actions left here?
I don't, because I just use mine.
Yeah, so it's Flink and myself. 'Cause I'm assuming the
Yep.
being doesn't have multiple.
Yeah, Flink, Silex.
All right. I need to heal myself, so actually, I don't think it can do that much damage. I'm just gonna keep fighting. I'm going to clean shield it.
You hear you feel a strange sensation and hear a second one. So you've had this discordant cacophony playing where you normally reach to your magics, right?
Mm.
Just on the edge of your senses, you can feel the war drums of rage sitting just at the corners of your senses, practically begging to be unleashed against this target.
No. No, not again. Never again. Am I gonna suffer some debuff here if I fight it?
I'm not going to tell you what's happening. You decide. This is a narrative journey. But I would note, you know those war drums.
Yeah.
You know who they belong to.
Is this not fire me? Is this Kakapo's war?
No, these war drums, these drums of rage, they are definitely a calling from Nanto.
Okay.
But not one that's trying to enforce itself on you.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to expend any mental energy to stop it or to not allow it to take action. You feel the sensation of Nanto wanting to commit violence on your behalf.
Okay. Then I thought it was the losing control version.
No.
And okay.
That is a key
We're on the
difference.
same page.
That is a key difference. It is not this desire. Perhaps that would have been what you recognized it at first. But you realize very readily and easily that the moment you go no internally, it doesn't even try to resist you.
Okay. Then I take a second to look down at my hands. They shake a little. We ball them up, and we're gonna cast elemental weapon.
Okay.
A little differently this time. We're gonna go fire.
So you cast elemental weapon, and you can feel the surge of these drums. And instead of them being something that forces you to dance to its tune, instead it is more like your heartbeat. It pulses deliberately in tune with you. There is still an element of discordance, but it is so clear that whatever magic is powering this is trying its best to keep pace with you.
All right. I try to set the shields ablaze and lunge into the chained being.
Okay, nice.
All right,
Might wanna-
nope. Yep, we're Fabula pointing this.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah,
This is.
makes sense.
We are triggering the our identity once again. We are seeking atonement. This is a part of our healing process. We need this. Just gonna spend this real quick
Nice.
and try again. Please hit.
I'm sorry, you need more Fabula points.
Oh, would a +2 be enough? Can I push this with my bond with Gawain?
Please.
Good luck.
Please insert more Fabula points to continue.
This needs to happen. I will re-roll until this happens. It is narratively important to me.
You have an opportunity. Add the +4 from that as well.
That's true.
Your
You
next
have,
roll.
you have my opportunity, so go ahead and use it.
Oh. Then can
You
I
have
just...
to announce it in advance, so you're saying you're using the +4 opportunity and you're re-rolling.
Yes. And we're using
Please
the
fucking
+4.
work. I need this to work. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's the third point. But do you want to spend another Fabula point? Like, eventually gonna hit, right?
I will eventually.
I've been down this road.
Yeah,
I did
I'll
not eventually hit.
I just keep going. See, I have points though. I can keep going. Again.
Again.
No!
It's going down. It's going down. How is it going down?
I'm still going. This needs to happen. I need it. I'm gambling, but guys, get me out of Vegas. Finally.
This is me versus the
Finally.
Direxus.
Oh. Guys, we're getting the double level today. I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay, sorry. That was like, I think 4 Fabula points. Are
Five.
people tracking this? 5
That was
Fabula
5
points.
for me.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Good job, Silex. First try.
Oh my gosh. It was terrible. My moment.
It takes a moment to get to pace with the beat of this. But when you do, you hit that perfect stride, that rhythm, that strike, and flames flare out. As you pummel into this thing, you hit machine and soft flesh as it peels away. You do 42 damage to the target and injure it grievously. What the fuck, guys?
That was a true.
See, this is what happens when you put Side in charge of rolling critical things. Bad things happen.
Nice. Would have been hilarious if, like, you ended up failing that roll and I had to be like, I guess you just can't deal with Nanto.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, the amount of effort you put into it suggests that this should make your bond with Nanto far more resolute than it was.
That's good. That's very good.
Flink, it's your action.
I would like to do an inventory thing and change my Direxus spine to kunai.
Excellent. That will be an action. Are you switching any other equipment at that time?
He's not. No, I don't have anything else. That
Nice.
would be it.
The next round begins. Players act. Since there is no longer a villain in the scene, the players get to act first.
All right, in that case, Kakapoo Pulse.
Excellent. You electrocute the being, delivering 20 effective damage just from the get-go. Bam! Impact. The chained being is going to attempt to thrash Peleus. 12 to hit, 19 physical, as
I assume
Gawain's,
that hits you.
Gawain's unconscious body is bound in the body and just battered about as it tries to impact into you.
Thank you.
No worries.
Protect guards against that. So, Flink, Silex, actions.
I will commence with the attacking. Please just continue to work for me. There we
17's
go.
hit,
Thank
21
God.
fire damage. You've hit the
Delightful.
pace, you've hit the beat. The rage inside is this tempered thing released in these brief, sharp spikes, only exactly when you want it to be, exactly when you need it to be. Rage like a blade. The bound entity has entered crisis as machine falls away. Flink, it's your action.
Can I try to get Gawain out of there before the thing collapses?
You can endeavor to do so. That would probably be an objective action.
Yeah, and I would like to do so.
I am just going to say that you are able to achieve pulling Gawain out of that mess and mire of foul ichors. Gawain is covered in poison ichor and burns. He is unconscious and appears quite injured. That resolves party action, so party actions again.
All right.
Pulse.
Okay, we were just burning this guy down.
Yeah, I probably should be healing.
I think I can take a hit. Unless it has some hidden ability that's going to do way more damage.
I will say, Peleus, do remember that you can dismiss, which has its own utility, especially with Kakapo specifically. Though that obviously loses you access to the bulk damage, might be worth it at some point, depending on the context.
All right, I'll do that next turn because
Excellent.
I've already pulsed him.
So you've acted. You have used Dragon Breath, the manifestations of Kakapo, disgorging lightning breath, and the chained being will now act. And it is now that you have freed Gawain from its clutches, it will disgorge vile ichors from its body, like a pustule unplugged, just seeping across the ground. Flink, Peleus. It's 9 to hit 15 poison. That's a miss on both of you, I do believe.
That's physical?
Yeah, that's a standard defense.
That misses.
Wait a second.
Peleus, you good?
It misses because you've got Kakapo's battle tenacity, which increases your dexterity die one size.
I'll go.
Just beat it.
I don't think that's enough.
And 11 to hit is not enough.
I missed this time. He dropped Gawain. He's moving a little better.
Exactly. There's just the flesh is just, or what even passes for flesh here is just so strange and awkward to deal with. Flink, action.
All right, I'm just doing double throw. Oh my god.
We learned what
That
the threshold
is
is.
a miss and a miss.
What?
14. 14 is the
14.
threshold.
14 is what?
Yep.
I should have paid attention. I was so worried about the Gawain.
If only you guys had like someone who had like a really high attack roll.
Yeah.
If only. Where is this guy when you need
Party
him?
actions.
I'm just thinking, I don't even have to attack roll. I just pulse. Straight to any damage every single time. But if I
Dismiss also does.
dismiss, then I'm losing that, and I'm gonna heal Silex.
Basically.
You hit everybody when you
All right.
dismiss. To be clear, like you get to target everyone. So you can heal you and Silex and Flink.
In that case, I am dismissing Kakapo.
Excellent. So,
So
for each target on the field, you can select one of those things that happens. Also, you lose the active of battle tenacity, so you no longer have the enhanced dexterity.
all right. So we all get 15 health.
Excellent.
And I don't know if I want to hit it with light or lightning damage.
We know lightning's neutral because you hit it before and it's fine.
All right, in that case, I'm going to hit it with lightning. And I'm going to hit the rest of us with healing.
Beautiful.
Excellent. The chained being, it will use the poison breath spell on Peleus, Flink,
No,
and
you
Silex. A 16 to hit, doing 23 poison damage to all three of you.
Yep.
As it simply disgorges foul gases into the space.
Back in crisis.
All right.
I'm going to use a health potion right now because I'm missing exactly 50 HP.
Silas uses a health potion to not die. Flink, action.
I need to single-handedly throw a Deathfuda. It needs to die.
Ugh.
It's not even once. Come on.
Man, that's
I'm just
unfortunate.
letting that sit in there.
Flink, you notice, having been on vessels a long time, that the submarine is listing.
Oh.
In fact, you notice as another one of the tubes shunks and whooshes away that at least one of them isn't sealed properly, as there is just a little bit of water starting to flow upwards.
Sinking feeling. Good. Good.
The next round begins. Good luck.
I'll go first. Let us see if I can hit it. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
I do have a point left. I could re-roll it. I don't know if it's worth it. I'll just roll bad again. I'm not going to. Gooey Boy's turn.
Okay. The chain being's action, Silex. It thrashes against you, battering into you with metal chain and limbs, but does not hit with a 15.
There is absolutely no chance of me encouraging myself, is there? I don't think that's how it works.
Does they choose another creature?
Yeah,
In that case, I am going to encourage Flink.
I'm good at...
Wait,
oh,
But Silex is... Yeah. In that case,
you might
yeah.
just want to drink a potion.
I will drink a potion next turn. I've got enough to do one encourage.
if anything hits Peleus, I can take a double up because I'm at full, which was why I healed myself. So if he tries to AoE Poison Breath again, I can just take it twice.
Flink action.
Okay, then I'm going to prepare for next turn.
Excellent.
Guard myself.
A new round starts. Party actions.
All right, here we go.
Let me go first.
Oh, you go first? You go
And then it goes. Yeah. This is going to be... It doesn't have any debuffs, right? So I'm going to single-handedly throw a Deathfuda. And this one is
hit.
going to
38 light damage.
38!
My boy!
By
Damn
the
it.
gods, Flink.
Christ on a bicycle.
So inconsistent, I hate it.
The Deathfuda strikes the target, and the light energies of the Deathfuda simply burn through the flesh. There is chunks and weeping sore spilling to the ground. It wails in pain, barely able to control itself.
We just need one more hit.
It's the chained being's attack. Flank, Silex. Disgorges gross ichor in your direction, but fails to hit either of you with a 10. Silex, Peleus, actions.
I will use Protect on that anyway for Flank, just so I can get my bonus up.
Understood.
And then I'm gonna go immediately to refresh it. And yes!
And it's a crit! You deliver 38 damage. It is barely contained. You have, however, gained an opportunity. You can use that opportunity immediately, should you so wish.
It's still up. Slow it to lower its
still up.
defense. So we have an easier time hitting it in the future.
Excellent.
Afflict it with slow. Yeah.
You have inflicted it with slow, which functionally reduces its defense. Peleus, is your action.
In that case, I'm going to bonk it.
Excellent. You strike out with Est.
And I
A
struck
7
out.
does not hit.
I'm going to re-roll.
Okay.
He took down my boy.
That's understandable.
I'm...
And you're a noble himbo. There's no way you can let anyone take down your boy.
Yeah. So, Bug.
Oh!
Quite.
Wow.
With pure audacity and the fury of Est behind you, you strike forth and splatter this thing out of existence. You've killed it.
Yes, Peleus got it.
What a
Yes.
With the opportunity, you can use it to affect the clock, maybe?
You can
Give us
potentially
time.
use it to affect the clock. You'd have to explain how. First point of contention, though, however, the immediate striking down of this chained being, Peleus, you see as Est's air magic whips away what is marked from this false flesh. You see kind of internally the structure of what seems to have been at some point a person, but now is no more than a mangled corpse inside here.
All right. So this was what happened to Silex, essentially.
You also feel that dark, foul spiritual energy that was so bound up here kind of release like a cool breeze on a hot summer's day, just whipping through, and suddenly it's just no longer as foul, dissipating into whatever was here.
I think we released the spirit. If he'd captured one.
You do think that, given the parallels to what happened to Silence, that is an accurate summation of what happened here. You are now in a sinking submarine.
There was no saving the person.
We do need to get off the submarine. I'm gonna try and pick up my boy.
Players, can you stabilize the spirits and keep us afloat for a little longer?
I can try. Who's got water? Kakapoo's got water.
Kakapo does not have water. Kako was in a wet place, but Kakapo does not have dominion over water.
I don't
I
think
meant more
anybody-
like the spirits that are like the spiritual leftovers of whatever the spirit initially was. Like it's running through the ship, isn't it?
There's still spiritual energy power.
Yes, there is spiritual energy
All
swarming
right, in
around
that case, I will use the spiritual energy to try and help us get to the most expeditious way out.
Expeditious. Do you have ritualism at all?
I do not.
And it's going to be very difficult to make any use of that spiritual energy for this.
All right.
You're going to have to explain to me how specifically you use it.
I thought you could just do a nice little dance and, you know, figure something out with.
No, it's me. I'm the one who does that.
You're doing the
The
dances.
unconscious guy. This has gone perfectly against us.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to complete orator before I actually start work on my arcanist. You know, the thing that I actually am.
Oh, before you're learning the spiritual dances. God damn it. Okay, then one of you wants to force feed Gawain something that keeps him alive.
We can't heal him, right?
Let's just
can't-
put him on.
So the way the rule is written is that I found at the start of the next scene in which they appear, player character regains consciousness and recovers an amount of hit points equal to their crisis score. So, you know, you could beg lag to call it a new scene, or you could find a different strat.
Yeah,
I think we'll carry him, and
I think
Yeah,
he's not coming back until we get off the ship. I think that's unfortunately where we are.
That's unfortunate.
well, do we remember us way off the ship?
I mean, my memory is impeccable, and you can always rely on my instinct.
I do always rely on your instinct. Silence, do you remember the way out?
Yes, this way. It's. I mean, as we went down like one big hallway, we just went the wrong way the first time.
All right, we've decided that Silence remembers the way out.
How does that help you with the fact that you're underwater?
All right.
Yes, that does not help. The scene is still the same. Gawain doesn't come
The
back.
scene is
for
still the
us.
same. The scene will change once you get underway, basically.
Figured. Okay, so we need to either find a way to the control room for realsies, or we need to get out of the ship the fastest way possible and swim to the surface.
You hear another ka-chunk.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
That might be a good way out. Just for
Yeah, take the tube down, whichever one is the faulty one with the water coming in. Or no, because that would require swimming.
I mean, Kuwait did ride one of the tubes.
Yeah, let's ride a tube.
So I guess I'm just having a little trouble visualizing it. Once they go, it's not like these metal bars are still in the way.
So
There's just
to be clear, they're giant cylinders that seem like they are. Imagine vertically stacked torpedo tubes, and the giant cylinders are the torpedoes.
Cool. So the torpedo tube is still there and available and accessible.
Yes, and the whole like cylindrical object is dropped down and then launched away from the vessel based on the sound.
Okay. So there's nothing with the chain being is not a person we can save. They're long dead.
They died when they no longer had the spirit to support the absolutely horrifying manifestation that they became. You imagine that that's probably what would have happened to you in another couple months.
Yeah. All right. So I pick up Gawain, I shoulder him, and I make a run for the nearest hole because I mean, like, we don't really have any other options.
Okay. So your plan is to simply go through the hole and swim upwards as hard as possible.
Yes.
Yep.
You will dive through these holes. You know that these waters are relatively shallow, right?
Yeah.
But they're still like challengingly deep for a normal person, especially given that the submarine is in this area.
Indeed. How I mean, just I guess before we leap head first, what is like the deepest that we would know of in the area? Because normally it's like 10, 20 feet.
So in the submarine areas, it'd probably be about twice that, which is something that you could swim up from the underwater to the top.
Silas definitely is confident in his ability to do this.
Silas can almost certainly do that. Peleus and Flink may be more questionable, right? Especially with equipment and whatnot.
Me? Flink can do this. I trust him.
I mean, okay, sure. So, Gawain, you come to, and Silas is jumping into a giant tube full of seawater.
Good. That means I can hold my breath, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So you essentially jump in, like, moments before you're barely conscious. Your vision is blurred. Your face is burning for some reason. You have no idea why. You jump down this, like, you see Silas leaping down this hole. And you're just like, oh, fuck. And you're like, and hold your breath and splash. The audio goes muted into like just ripping out all the high-pitched sounds as you hear the wet noises. You hear another ka-chunk, whoosh, as something speeds away from the submarine underwater. It is murky and dark under here from all the foul drippings and leavings from the underside of this vessel. However, Silex, you are able to make good progress. However, Peleus and Flink, I'm going to need, let's say, might plus might checks from both of you.
Okay.
Oh no. Why would you ask for might plus might?
Wait. Look, come on, wrong thing.
That's a 6 and a 7. Nice.
I'm not ashamed of my 7.
I mean, it's honestly, it's not that bad. You rolled a pretty solid roll. It's pretty much average. However, it does mean that Silex is speeding on well ahead of you. Silex is able to breach the water, and you're running out of breath. Like, you're not quite there, and it's looking awfully deep, and you're starting to panic.
I'm doggy paddling.
Yeah, which you shouldn't be when you're like 10 feet underwater, right?
Yeah, it's occurred to me that I'm maybe not as great at swimming as I thought I was.
All right, I'm going to grab from Gawain's hip his flare gun, and I'm going to fire a was it the green flare, the landing flare? Because I'm assuming the ship is still within visual range.
Maybe, like, you've just breached the surface. You don't know. You're hoping, right?
I'm just shooting it.
Blue for a routine pickup.
This is not a routine pickup.
We need them to land on the water.
Yeah,
green.
Oh yeah, they can do that, can't they?
Yep.
You paid for that feature for a reason.
Yes, this is not a routine pickup. Someone is unconscious and people are risking drowning.
Gawain's not unconscious. Gawain, like, as you breach...
I am alive.
Right.
Like, Gawain is...
I don't want him to tread water on his own if he doesn't have to.
I'm very light.
Gawain is at 23 hit points.
That's true. You might just float. I could just leave you there.
I am incredibly buoyant. I'm good.
Yeah, very, very thin bone, hollow bone.
I guess I'm surprised by how quickly you like bob up to the surface and I can swim down and help the others.
Okay, so Peleus and Flink, they're in the process of starting to drown. Silex, you've launched the ship. That is now hopefully starting to land. It could be a little bit. You're still in kind of a danger zone right now. Peleus and Flink haven't surfaced yet. Silex, what is your following actions?
I'm going down and getting whoever's lower.
Okay, because at the very least, Peleus would have started to panic here. Flink, I'm not sure if they're panicking yet, but Peleus has 100% started to panic yet. You're going to have to roll me something to overpower Peleus's panicking and attempt to surface with Peleus in hand, if that's what you want to do.
Grab my rod! You can pull me out!
Before he dives down there, being conscious and, obviously going through that cold water, you're awake now.
Yeah. Very confused. You're very confused, but you're awake.
I would like to put an air bubble around Silex's head.
Okay. Like as a ritual
very
spell
small ritualism. Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be difficulty 7, and it only affects one person. So I think it costs you 20 MP at a guess.
That was the math that I did as well.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So do roll me that check. I'm fairly sure you're going to achieve it, but it is possible. Now, do remember that if you fail a ritual spell, you make things worse.
Sure.
That is failure.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, nice. Spend another Fabula point.
I went down. I got 2 Fabula points. I spent the whole time reading what happens when you surrender.
Yeah. You gain 2 Fabula points for that. Okay, so you're able to successfully do this. Silex, you have enough air in an air bubble that you're fine, and also you could probably share that air with Peleus by bringing Peleus in kissing distance.
Yeah, perfect.
Underwater.
I was hoping you say that.
If you want. You don't have to though, Silex. I'm not going to push anything on you. I'm just saying.
I'm putting his head in the bubble.
His head in the bubble.
I was only suggesting you grab his rod and pull him out.
Are you guys making out if you do that?
No, I've got him I've got one hand, left hand on the back of his head, pushed him over my shoulder, so we're in the bubble together, and I'm just swimming up with one hand.
Nice. Nice.
You grabbing Flink on your way up?
Can only get one at a time. Flink, roll me another might plus might check to see how you are doing.
Definitely panicking.
You're now panicking. You're thrashing to try and get to the surface. You're running out of air. Your brain is starting to tell you need to breathe. You need to breathe. You need to breathe. You can your whole mind is focused on trying to breathe while trying to force you to not to breathe, and your upper mental functions, they are no longer online. It is pure panic, pure fear right now. Silex charges on past you. Peleus, you are brought to the surface. Silex.
Yay.
Going back for the last one.
Okay,
no, he's fine. He's got it on his own.
Roll me a might plus might check to see how you do.
All right.
Because Flink has 100% lost it, right? You are going to have to physically manhandle Flink. You know what? You're good. You're good. That's a solved problem for you.
No
Silex, being the strongest, butchiest guy around here, is literally able to pretty much... Because Flink had made his way almost to the surface. It's just that last moment that he lost his direction. Once he started panicking, that was it. Right? That's the danger when you're underwater. You panic, you're out. Silex, you basically grab him by the back of his scarf and collar and just start hauling him up behind you, dragging this thrashing, panicking Flink up to the surface until he breaches the surface and takes in that huge, lungful of air where he's just as if he hasn't breathed in 6 months. You are now all bobbing along on the surface in various states of disrepair.
Thank you, Silex. I panicked when I saw Peleus panicking.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Are they here to pick us up? And I start paddling around trying to see if the ship has landed.
I can take over that job. I got you. I'm floating on my back. I've been looking. You've been doing all this. I've been doing this.
So, Gawain, you are definitely struggling still. You've got number one, your face is burning. You don't know what's causing your face to burn, but it feels like it's burning. Now, that could just be seawater and open wounds, but you don't know. That hurts. You also have this like uncomfortable sensation that somebody is talking to you, but you have no idea what, and you can't hear, like you keep thinking like, oh, somebody, oh, there's nobody there. Like, what? Just like out of the corner of your mind.
Blocking it all out. And just
Yeah.
want to look at the sky, and I'm just trying to be single-minded right now.
Totally.
Just
Yeah,
lay here
I'm just-
and breathe and watch.
Yeah, I'm just narrating the condition you're in and the things that you have to deal with. After a few moments, time isn't exactly straightforward when you're going through stressful situations like this, but after a few moments, you see the airship coming in, you notice the sounds, you're like, okay, that's familiar, that's safety. You hear the whir and the splash, and then the deployment of ropes. You see the small boats, the punt boats, being deployed out and rapidly trying to head out towards you. Notably, that Silas, the engineer, is on the boat, while the other two crew members must still be on the ship as the boat heads out towards you.
Oh, interesting.
The boat comes up alongside you and the party as a whole as Silex and the rest of the party ends up breaching and they start getting pulled onto the boat. You can now examine each other momentarily and see that Gawain has some kind of purple streaking across his face. Transitioning across like the where you would expect the veins to be.
We're going to
Gawain.
need to get that looked at really
You
quick.
got something in your face.
I mean, it hurts.
I think whatever that thing is has infected you.
Yeah, guys, I think we're gonna have to find a place to rest properly. Because we've all been a
Well,
bit.
last time I looked at the map, Rushni Port should be pretty nearby. That should be our heading.
Sounds like a plan.
Did we get him?
Well,
In
we did.
typical Kuei fashion, he just dove out of one of the tubes and disappeared into the water. But we beat him.
You had a new
Okay.
girlfriend for a moment.
My biggest regret is we got this whole cavalry tracking device. We didn't use it.
Well, yeah, I didn't really get the chance.
True.
Sorry about that. I should have healed you.
Can't go back. Well, this sucks. I'm gonna pass
Well,
out.
Yeah.
They can figure it out from here. This sucks.
As Gawain essentially finally surrenders to the absolutely ram-spiked adrenaline, the oxygen deprivation, the poison, and God knows what else is going on. Silas takes a moment and does what would probably pass for a cursory medical examination, checking pulse, breathing, and similar.
Love Silas. What a bro.
He's gonna be okay. We need to get there.
You are able to easily take the punt boat back to the airship. That's not a problem. As you are heading back, you see a trail of bubbles heading towards the west. You imagine coming from one of those underwater things.
Yeah,
That
one
were
of
launched.
the tubes.
He escaped.
Not only him.
Well, we know he's further west. It's not south. It's not north. We know where he's going.
Well, we're going west towards Rushing Point anyway. We'll check west later.
It's not only him. He sent those things out.
Just carrying his research with him. Whatever
Yeah.
those things were that we destroyed, where you found
Clearly
me.
didn't care about his obviously extremely expensive submarine. Is anybody else wondering where he's getting the money to pay for all this stuff?
I mean, clearly he has some benefactor, but it doesn't really help us right now. We don't know anything about where they're from or where they could even be, other than that way.
Yeah,
It could be an independent power floating around the ocean somewhere. Like, we don't know.
genuinely feel like we've got to follow Dr. Carway and find out his benefactor eventually. But his benefactor's the main problem here, Because Carway will keep running away constantly, endlessly, and he's a slippery little fuck.
No,
He
eventually
is
he'll mess
so
up.
slippery.
Yeah.
He will eventually mess up, and we will get him. I mean, this was the hardest he's had to work to avoid our detection and get away from us. If we catch him again, I don't know if he's getting away. I won't let it happen.
I want to smash that brain jar.
You have no idea.
Might not be able to smash it open completely, but I might be able to give him meningitis.
However, it's probably not a horrible and I kind of turned to Flink. It's probably not a terrible thing that we failed to tag him with the tracker, considering the tracker leaving, what was it? It was destroying the metal and leaving it to be traced in the ocean probably wasn't going to help us very much in the first place.
Actually, Silas is going to jump in and say, like, actually, if you know what you're looking for, it's not that challenging to trace, even through the ocean.
Oh, nothing to feel good then.
Well, don't you just have an answer for everything, Silex?
He
Silas.
seems very good at his job.
Silas. Whenever we ask a question, he always has an answer for every question because he's so smart and intelligent and charismatic.
Peleus, that's why we hired him. Maybe you should take a break now.
That is being an incorrigible flirt, it's true.
I'm just going to go to sleep on the deck of the ship.
Okay.
Silex, you take care of this. I'll talk to the crew.
All right.
And with that, I mean, you drag the guys in. I don't want to.
So as you navigate around, once you're on the vessel, once it's clear that nothing is immediately dangerous, Em and Barrett will walk up to Flink and be like, "Sir, I had Barbara on the wire launcher just in case we needed it, sir."
Gonna tap him on the shoulder and say, "You did well today. You did well."
"Sir, thank you, sir."
Unfortunately, we don't really have good news. Although the lead was right. So next goal is Roshni Port. Let's navigate there. As safely as possible for now. We need Gawain to be checked out and we need a place to rest.
"Sir, by air or by sea, sir?"
I don't think we can reach Roshni Port through sea. So we will... Actually, can we?
Yeah,
it's
it has a port.
Yeah. Well, then we don't need to start it up completely. It's just going to be a little slower. That's okay. We just need to take a look at Gawain's, infection or whatever that is.
Okay.
If it worsens, we take off immediately.
Gawain, you're enjoying your time passed out. You have incredibly vivid dreams and nightmares of what seems to you like a young woman. The form changes and the form and face changes. But this young woman has tubes running into them, and you like, in the way that you know things in dreams, you know that it is her blood just being continuously like pumped out of her body, and her body just like not allowing her to die regardless of that.
Huh. That seems terrible.
It is. It's a horrifying nightmare. But the journey winds onwards as you start sailing your way to Roshni Port. And I feel that makes a pretty good endpoint of the session. How'd you guys feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pained.
I agree.
Pained? Yeah, that makes sense.
We spent a lot of Fabula points this time around.
Oh my god, you spent so many Fabula points. And there were Ultima points. Gawain, do you have any idea how many Fabula points you spent? Does anyone know how many Fabula points were spent?
I have tracked 13.
Okay, 13 Fabula points and 2 Ultima points, right?
3 Ultima points.
3 Ultima
2
points, you're right. You're right,
rerolls,
you are
1
correct.
skip.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which means he had none left, I hope. But also, I don't know how it works, so.
In that case, the party is going to gain 9 experience.
It's a lot of experience.
Which is not enough for a double level up, but makes sure we will level up next time immediately again.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm at 12
So-
and 6. Does that sound right?
Yeah, 12 and 6
12,
sounds
6, yeah.
correct. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Fabula Ultima for this week. Which do you guys have fun?
Yes.
Yeah. Always love fighting Dr. Koi.
Absolutely, I was horrified. That was the hardest Dr. Kawaii fight.
Yeah.
I definitely tried to push you guys.
Yeah, I figured you would try to kill us. That it felt like it.
Also, because Kawaii did manage to get a number of those tube things away, the Looming Darkness does progress an additional step.
Don't like that.
Don't
No, I can imagine you wouldn't.
Yeah, that kind of wigged me out a bit.
We're doing our best.
Mentally, I'm done. I'm cooked. That was a lot of acting and combat and no, Zero, no.
I'm done now.
No, no.
Timing.
Could be
Zero. I'm literally just wrapping up stream. Why would you do this to me, Zero? I love you so much, but I was just like, I'm cooked, I'm done, and you're like, I'm here, bitches, what's up, let's play some games, like, bro. I'm sorry, normally I do a better outro than this, but Zero rating it has completely fucked up my mind. I had this plan, I had this organization, it's just mess. Anyway, I love you, go hang out with Cryptbound, go spam some eggs or some stumpy robots, whatever you want. Bye-bye, love you, bye-bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.